So as we left off, we had begun our infiltration into the Aeon Tower itself. At the behest of the head druid after saving him from his uncorrupted hermitage with the... I don't know, does this qualify as doomsaying that Reginald has sold us, really?
Yes.
Probably yes.
It might be true, but it's still doomsaying.
Yeah, it's not doomsaying if it's true. It's just accurate doomsaying. We've headed in to deal with the Zolgoths that have overrun the Aeon Tower. And so far, we have discovered that A, there are a lot of them. B, they have friggin' dinosaurs. And C, they're not particularly good at fighting, it doesn't seem. Their advantage is certainly not in superior skills or weaponry or technology or magic. It's definitely in raw numbers. And the tribe that has infested this tower has to number counted by dozens, at least. And we're pretty far from the Circus of Wayward Wonders. We're pretty far from Aberton. We're even pretty far from the Hermitage. There's no easy place that we could retreat to go rest other than just camping out in the woods and hoping that a retaliatory patrol of these lizard men don't come upon us. However, good fortune is with us, as we found a secret chamber nestled on the eastern side of the tower behind a hidden sliding wall that appears to be untouched, both by the Zolgoths themselves and by the apparently numerous roaming gelatinous cubes that just sort of slide around the tower with wanton abandon. This chamber seems safe enough, and overgrown with moss as it is, as the whole rest of the tower is. Further good news, at least that makes the stone floor soft, right? Got that going for you, so that's nice. Lumpier,
Positive.
also yes, but softer than solid, smooth stone. So we had climbed in here, Ara with his dancing lights for the time being, though of course we won't be able to sustain that forever, illuminating the area. And party. I believe our plans were to rest for the evening.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Wait. I'll look around. I feel like we're missing something.
I'm here. Arbus is over there. Frederick is right there. I don't think we're missing anything.
Where the fuck is Cirque?
He's right there.
So as you look around, as you would come in here exhausted, somewhat injured, tired from a day of travel and battle and laid down, the strange moss that had carpeted the walls, the floors, all parts of the interior of the tower here has gone over the course of minutes from patchy to a full, thick sheet of lichen. And damn, it's pretty much exactly the same color as Zerg is, isn't it?
Oh no. I'll run up to the moss and start graveling. Cirque, where are you, buddy? Don't get lost in the moss!
He's probably just sleeping. I wouldn't worry about it. He'll be fine. Probably he's a strong guy. He'll probably...
Cirque, are you in
His way
there?
out.
I'm just like graveling.
And the moss at his feet is forming a bed that's probably several inches deep in some places now. It's almost like a rolling pile of grasses. It's so thick and spongy, but this room's is pretty large, really. This secret chamber is 40 feet across any direction. You could fit an entire house in here.
Oh no.
Zerg could be anywhere.
Oh no.
What a
Well.
tragedy. This is the... Oh no.
Well,
I guess we must rest this one he would have wanted. Rest in
Yep.
peace, Sir Batsky.
I'm sure she'll when we need him. He always seems to do that.
Lost to the
claims
mosses
another
for now.
victim.
You realize there is nothing left for you to do other than to carry on in his name by sleeping. And this, your bedrolls laying out across this new soft bedding, and, well, trying to find a way to get to rest. It's not particularly late in the evening, it's afternoon at worst, but again, it's been a fairly exhausting day, and in this fleeting bit of relative safety here in this hidden chamber, it's easy enough for everyone to drift off to sleep. I assume, as per usual, that you guys are putting up a watch of some kind. You guys are rotating and not just all... I generally give you the benefit of the doubt as adventurers that there is probably a watch set up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask at least, because, you know, you're kind of circus folk. Is that something you would do?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fucking scared.
I hate to be. The door is pretty secure, but I'm just.
Oh, I would insist on a watch. The moss has
like
already
that.
claimed one victim. I won't let it claim another.
There are certain assumptions you have to make while you're running a tabletop game, just so it flows. Things you assume they're doing. After a day's travel, if they have rations, they're probably eating. You assume your characters are finding some time to go to the bathroom. You assume if they're sleeping literally in the dungeon they've been sent to clear out, they're probably setting up a watch. And you rest through the evening. As the night wears on, whoever's on watch first here, random die roll says it's Ara. As probably the least tired, weird little stick potato. You would notice within the next half hour after everyone else lays down, the moss kind of starts to shrivel and recede a good deal. What is left on the wall seeming to dry up and die before not so much falling off onto the ground as just withering away entirely, just leaving thin, scattered patches still across a large amount of the floor. Still no sign of Zerg anywhere. But as quickly as it kind of randomly appeared, so too does it disappear.
That's unsettling. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me.
But as night passes, Ara passing his watch to... Stop rolling the same number. Ara passing his watch to Lizard. Lizard passing his to Selwyn. Selwyn, as you get woken up, and you are kind of sat here, I'd imagine with not much more than a torchlight or a fire if you lit a small one somewhere. Probably very cautiously if you did, hoping not to set the entire room full of moss on fire. You would notice the room is getting surprisingly cold. You would think that the mud brick of the structure would retain heat decently well throughout the night, and besides, it's mid-frost. It shouldn't be that cold. It's the early spring. But it's getting downright frigid as the night carries on.
Oh no.
And as it continues a little further, maybe an hour or two into your watch, it would become so cold that the discomfort itself would awaken the rest of the party. It feels like it's near freezing.
Cuddle pile, over here. I designate my bed because I don't have to move, so everybody else come to my bed.
Alright, it's good. Wait, aren't you cold-blooded?
Can't we just make a fire with something?
I don't like making fires inside houses. What if we burn them down? I guess it's its own tower.
It's made of mud brick. I don't think
There's also all the
works.
moss. What if we burn all the moss? What if you burn Cirque?
Well,
I've
I
done
don't
it before.
see him anywhere. I don't think.
Exactly. Anything we burn could be him.
That's just silly, Selwyn.
Well, do you want to run that risk?
Well, I don't. No.
In that case, we're hobbling up.
Okay.
So you know, I don't generate body heat.
That's okay.
Yeah, I try my best. If we had
You're
enough
a bit-
friction in here, we could probably.
I should-
You have a pile of twigs and a lizard. You have 1.5 people that generate body heat here.
So I'm going to try to make a fire. Then is where we're at.
Wait, why would you need to make a fire? We have a fucking twig that can produce flame.
I produce
For the-
flame.
The rest of the night.
Well, no, I just mean you don't have to make a fire. I think he could probably make a fire if we're making a fire.
But do we have stuff to make a fire with?
I don't know.
Question, do you? You are kind of inside of a stone and mud tower. There's some clumps of now dried and largely dead moss scattered throughout the room. You could kind of huddle together, but it doesn't take a survivor roll to know that would certainly burn away quickly.
Well,
I think it might be on the body heat plan.
I have a shield and it's wooden, but I do like my shield.
I have no. I don't.
I like your shield
yeah.
too. It's a very nice shield.
It's a very nice shield. It's got the little like leaf design on it and everything.
Stormlord symbol.
Very hip.
Very hip. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know what else we could really do there. I guess we're just gonna cuddle and be
I'll pull out a
frozen to
potion.
death. Potion?
I have this potion of resist elements. Do you think we can split that in any way?
Is it
Resist elements. Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
No, it's on the sheet. We have something that would allow us to resist the adverse effects of Wither.
Believe you have. I know you have a lesser salamander elixir.
That might be what it is.
That
I don't know.
specifically is heat resistance.
Ah. Unfortunate.
Well, we
Doing
can
it
just
down
cuddle
the sheet.
together and hope for the best.
Are you not?
Unless you guys have any better
cold-blooded?
ideas.
You're a cold-blooded lizard.
Yeah, I mean, if I like start falling from the trees and such because I'm too cold, then just like wait a little bit and I'll thaw out.
Okay.
Yes. That is how lizards work.
Well, huddled
Okay.
together
Yep.
here in a pile. I mean, you don't have an optimized party for cuddling, unfortunately.
Where's Zerg? We need him. He produces a lot of body heat.
It definitely makes it a little better. It's better than actually nothing, but it's certainly not an ideal solution. As Selwyn stays up to keep the watch and the rest of you attempt to go back to sleep here, over the next hour, you're actually going to take 3 cold damage from freezing.
Okay.
That's rude.
You said it.
As you're, after an hour of kind of fitful rest here, as you're realizing this is possibly a dangerous level of cold, just continuing on. Don't have much else we can do.
All right.
Well, I guess we could go sleep outside.
Oh no.
Really have
I mean, that
nothing
little
open?
ledge was pretty good. Like, it had the stairs going down and, like, the cliff on the other side. It was pretty good. Like, pretty comfy.
You know what? I take my bedroll, throw it in a pile, and set it on fire.
Do some
Hoping
moss.
perhaps to, well, help as you can. What the heck? Oh, my mouse was going crazy right there for a second. I got stuck on the other window. You ignite your bedroll. That's certainly going to take a bit longer. It will at least protect you for a while. And with the crackling fire of ours burning comfort here, I guess you're just going to lay on the floor and be sad.
Hey, you can sleep with me.
I'm a plant. How much comfort do I need?
That's fair. You are a small bab.
It's a
It wards
sacrifice
it
for the
off.
party.
It definitely wards it off somewhat. I'm not going to say that a burning bedroll is going to negate it entirely, but it is certainly going to help you. It's going to have this next roll. Huddled together around this, clinging as close together as possible. You are only going to take half of this next one, 2 more cold damage, as you continue to try to get some rest. It
Well,
seems that
this
even
place blows. Maybe we should go outside. What do you
No.
think about that ledge? You don't think that ledge was cool? I'm looking
No.
at the ledge, and I'm thinking it's really cool looking now.
that ledge have a gargoyle on it?
It did, but it went away.
It's
It's probably much friendlier now. Even if it came back.
He ran away screaming his brother's name in revenge. I'm pretty sure he might come back.
Yeah.
I believe it
He'd
was
be fine.
like, brother, and he ran away.
Yeah, well, he'll probably be like really upset about it and like
He broke
keep
my
flying.
shield, I think, and I liked that shield.
It was
Yeah.
a good
Do you have any?
shield.
Do we have like any better ideas, or we're just gonna like sit here and freeze to death? I only have so much health. Like I'm like a spindly little lizard.
I'm
At
happy
this
to freeze
point,
to death.
You've been through a few watches, so it's only a couple more hours until sunrise.
We should. Aura has already. He already had to watch. I guess.
Yeah, it's
whoever,
Lizardman, then it would be you for the final shift, heading to morning.
I don't have anything for. I was going to say whoever was on watch could provide the warmth somehow, but I don't know how to do that.
Is there any like magic going on in here? Or, like, is this kind of some weird? Is like the whole tower? Man, I'm gonna step outside and look in the outside of the hallway and see if it's as cold out there.
Go find the
So you-
manager.
Get
Yeah,
up and
manager.
grabbing
Right,
a
Karen.
torch, I suppose. Open the sliding door back up into the outer hall, and you can see that frost has actually formed across the slick mud brick surfaces of the hallway outside. Clearly appears to be the same situation out there as well.
All right.
We
My-
could go cuddle with the dinosaurs.
My next plan of action is take the 5 torches I have in my inventory, throw them in a pile, and set them on fire.
I have torches too, actually.
The torches must be sacrificed.
So that we might live.
Heaping together, Ara's gonna throw in his 5 torches. Anybody else contributing to the torch pile?
I have two torches and also a bedroll.
My fucking
Lizard
plan,
Man
dude. Do you think I carry torches?
throwing in his bedroll and his torches as well.
Part of the movement.
Azara's bedroll after an hour has all been burnt away here. Trying to put together as much kindling as you can to just make some sort of a bonfire to warm you all up. A much larger flame like this does, of course, help a lot more. And uneasily heading back to sleep with this veritable bonfire warding off the cold. Selwyn, as you wait the last bit of your watch shift, as the fire crackles and burns, you feel this room, enclosed as it is, seems that a fire of this size can fight off this ambient temperature change alone. The whole room actually becomes fairly warm. Much safer. Certainly not cold enough to continue posing any of a threat. And with one last pass of the shift to Arubis before some time in what is probably the morning, everyone awakening, all of Ara and Lizardman's torches gone, Ara and Lizardman's bedrolls gone, a large burnt pile of ash and embers. And with the sun surely rising outside, warmth seemingly returned to the tower. Seems an interesting place. Somebody want to make me a nature check? Non-specific as to who.
I can do those.
Oh, yeah, Arubis has been the last one up. Would make sense, I suppose, for you to do it.
That's a 27.
Well, 27, you would know that given the season here, given the fact that, again, it is Frost, which is just basically the fantasy equivalent of March, and it's still fairly early on, but Absalom's in a fairly almost tropical area. It's not far off the latitude of the literal rainforests of the Mwangi expanse. It's not really seasonably possible for it to get that cold outside. That's not normal.
I would assume that their cold has something to do with the Aeon Orb. Something is very amiss in this place.
Yeah, it took all my torches.
We will find you more.
Well, I guess we'd better finish this up today then.
So what do you guys have left for lighting? Still-
Light.
Aura's dancing lights, I think.
Yeah, besides
Yeah.
Frederick and company. Yeah.
Sorry, Frederick.
I may maybe I can go steal light out of a sconce somewhere.
Yeah, there certainly seem to be fairly well-kept torches around the area. Let me give you control of this little... Yeah, I'll even give it a name. There you go. I'll give you control of Frederick here.
Yeah. He's such a good boy.
And you can take him. He will,
I
he will keep you
will-
safe.
Commune with the first world and change my cantrip to light.
That's probably smart.
So you got a dancing lights, and then who are we casting light on if we're preparing
The
the
lizard.
spells? The lizard.
Do you mind? I have a bit of frostbite on my tail. If you could just either like chop that bit off, or like I don't know.
I'll do like,
some, voodoo, schmoodoo magic.
He'd have like I'm trying to light a fire with its tail.
Just rub your hands with friction on the tip of his tail.
Yeah.
So now you do all still get your regular healing for the night, which is,
How much is that?
level times Constitution modifier,
Level time is gone.
which seems like it
Okay.
would probably for most of you largely offset the cold damage that you took.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
And with an hour of your normal preparation, be it magic or arms and armor, you are ready to strike back out into the Aeon Tower.
Oh, we're so good at this.
So
We
team,
survived.
nobody died because it was cold.
I'm so proud of
Woo!
us.
We're the best. Look at us adventuring.
As you head back into the tower, how are we all proceeding now? I'm sure the wariness of the tower in general slowly growing inside everybody.
What is this place in front of us?
So-
We wanna go
What are
this
you
way.
doing?
Is the lizard gonna look out for those oozes, those cubes again? He does a really good job at finding them.
I'm really good at finding them, especially if I walk into them. So not to worry, definitely gonna find them either way.
It's good.
So, what are you doing as you explore the Aeon Tower, Lizard Man in the front here?
I'm just gonna be scouting to try and perceive things exceptionally well.
Okay, so trying to scout for danger and keep aware
No,
of the
I'm
situation, or trying to
No, I'm trying to look out for stuff. So,
make sure you don't walk into a pile of jelly. Fair
or
enough.
if I do, that I'm the first one to do it.
How about you, Ara?
Sustaining dancing lights.
Gotta keep Frederick with you. He's
Yes.
gotta give you his illumination. Selwyn,
I'll seek.
you're keeping a sharp eye out with Lizard Man. You don't necessarily trust him not to walk directly into a gelatinous cube.
More that's two sets of eyes are better than one.
Fair. And Arbus?
Is there a different search? I mean, they're both looking for. I mean, you're just looking in general.
Yeah, so if they're keeping an eye out, they're trying to look at the path ahead and look very cautiously for traps, anything hidden, anything of value. You could be more looking all around you, less forward and more head on a swivel, aware of all directions, trying to scout for any source of danger that would provide everyone a little bump to their initiative should something happen.
Yeah, I like that one. I'd like to keep my head on a swivel. Exactly.
There you go. So this area across from you here, but you hadn't had much time to investigate as you kind of scurried into this little chamber fairly rapidly after the, cube incident that had taken place last night. It's got a ceiling that seems to slope downward across the room to the far end, almost like an attic, sort of, accommodating for a fairly massive staircase. Though you're clearly at the back end of it here, you can see the sides of it heading up further into the tower. You can also see that through your light on the southern end here, there is a bit of a cutaway on the southern end of the room that looks less like a full chamber and more like a small alcove on the edge for purpose unknown.
Purpose unknown is exactly the type of thing we're looking for.
And there's also a hallway leading down beneath you to the southern end of the tower as well. But as Lizardman heads in further, his light illuminating the area, you can see that not only is there one, but there's a second of those alcoves mirrored on the northern end of the room as well. They contain a stone dais with sculpted booted feet of a statue. But both of the statues appear to have been broken off at the shins, so it's impossible to tell what they once were.
Those are weird looking statues. Why do you think they'd make the statues of just feet? Do you think
really
they like
feet.
worship? Yeah, maybe they like worship feet around here. I don't have any shoes on, so like I don't want to like disgrace anyone.
I don't wear shoes either.
Same.
Oh god, we're really like, oh god, everybody's gonna hate us.
No one makes shoes to fit me, so
We should look into getting you some shoes. Do we want to continue up these stairs, or do we want to go south down the corridor?
Isn't our objective up?
That is true. Our objective is up. Good point. I like that thinking. That is very sharp thinking.
So, Lizardman, as you come around to the base of the stairs here, you can see that a large portion of the floor, with the exception of the northern side, the 10 feet of the northern end around the staircase, has all been wiped clean of absolutely any trace of this moss, polished back to its original perfect kind of gentle sheen of the smooth mud brick. As well, the staircase down the edge of your light and from the side looked simple enough. As you come around to the front, looked like it has twofold problems. First of all, it was originally a very steep staircase, ascending more than 60 degrees upwards at an incredible angle, but the stairs themselves seem to have almost been eroded away entirely, making this nearly a ramp leading upwards.
Can I look super hard to see if I notice any the cube?
You are don't worry, you are seeking. So rest
Okay,
assured,
okay,
I will roll a secret perception check if there is a cube in front of you. Don't worry.
Okay.
2 of them, in
We're good to
fact,
go,
because
guys.
Selwyn's seeking too.
Well, this looks. I know you guys. I guess I could go up and then throw a rope down and make sure you guys don't like slide down the stairs
are we?
or whatever. But
Yeah,
you guys
we're-
are good at climbing. Your circus performance. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
So
it
this
worked
looks
well
like
last
it would
time.
be just about as difficult to climb as the staircase outside of the original ledge had been, if that hadn't had bits of wood nailed into it to make the ascent a little bit easier. It's an interesting sort of thing here. The difficulty is more the smoothness, not so much the actual angle, and keeping your balance as you ascend is the real challenge. So I'm gonna need an acrobatics check for you to try to stay steady as you make your way up this.
Okay, guys, are you ready for a challenge? 24.
There is no challenge
You
when
apparently you have a
the
fairly
best.
easy critical success
Paizo.
as expected. Lizardman is able to make his way up this fairly easily. Selwyn coming behind not quite as quickly, but also fairly confidently.
So can we do we should do like a chain rope of sorts. And I can
Ara
have
as well
Orbis.
can make his way upward. Gotta move Frederick, it's on top of Selwyn.
Orbis, let's go. Ooh,
And
nice,
18.
nice.
Even Arabus seems well enough able to make her way upwards. So let me get a copy past for Frederick so I can bring that to the next floor. So the group of you ascend up this cautiously, but not too terribly slowly, realistically. And you arrive here. Now, the staircase goes on for a fairly significant distance, as I actually have a cutaway view for you. Let me bring out this little bubble of vision here. Over yonder up in the corner, you can see a bit of a diagram of the passage through the inside of the tower here. This ascends steeply and almost double the height of the original entrance that you had used on the ledge outside, near 40 feet up above the ground. From the first floor to the second floor of this tower, you figure you've ascended probably 80 feet upward to a much, much higher landing.
Okay, cool. We're doing good, guys. Good job, guys. Let's go.
I don't
Can I just
see
step up, or
anything.
can I do? I
Yeah,
have
you
to
can.
make
You guys
another
can just step up at that
acrobatics?
point. And then, as you get to the top of this, you can see that this arrives at a hallway that must be on the very eastern edge of the tower itself, splitting to the north and south.
Okay, guys. Right or left? Any particular? Anybody feeling?
I'm feeling like I have no vision at all.
I'll pull out a coin. Let's flip it.
Is the coin
Okay.
again? Someone.
Suffix.
I opened my eyes. That was the problem.
I don't know why all your tokens
What,
are
Gray?
sad and don't have has sight checked.
You look for answers with your coin.
I'm just saying that when you're unsure,
I
let
say
your luck
left.
can guide you.
Okay, what does the coin says? What does Arba say? And the plant says left.
Well, I'm going to flip the coin. Hits for left and tails for right. When it
Giving
says
her
left,
balance
then-
on this staircase here, she does it. What a champion.
Left.
Yeah. Left.
Okay. Left. No matter what you say, Arbus, you've been overruled. Left it is.
I'm
So as the
going where
group of
wind
you
takes me.
move up around the left here, you come around a corner into a much larger chamber. One I would say far bigger in scale than any you've seen in the tower so far. And this rectangular room has a small arc of faintly glowing orange runes in the opposite northwestern corner that don't give off quite enough light to illuminate anything, just enough for you to be able to see them in the edge of the darkness as you come in. As you come around this corner, Frederick and the glowing handprint from Selwyn illuminating forth from Lizardmen. You can see that in the northeastern corner, there are what appear to be 4 more Zolgots, but these ones look a bit different. They are vile, bloated, huge, seeping pustules growing all around their neck and shoulders, as what appears to be a constant stream of bright, acidic mucus dribbles forth from their nose and their mouth. And it's just pooling on the ground around them.
We should keep our distance.
As you come around the corner and see them, you can see they're fairly preoccupied because one of the 4 is very, very dead. Against the eastern wall, slumped on the ground, a broken bag of shattered bones. You can see at the edge of your light a massive, almost cartoonish cratering in the eastern wall where he has been slammed with such force that his body shattered an inch into the stone before he crumpled dead to the ground. Something flung him there with incredible strength. Their concern, however, is quickly overwhelmed. Their concern, however, is quickly switched from his fate to the group of you as you come around the corner with your large, glowing orb and your shining lizard man.
Well, I'll
And you,
greet them
my
around the
friends.
comments and ask them what happened to their friend.
Well, we're gonna roll me some initiative.
Darn it. It never works.
Screw you.
We just wanted to be friends, and here they
Yeah.
are.
We never
Unfortunate.
want to be friends.
Why can't we be
I
friends?
need vision and token to do the initiatives.
Why do
I mean,
half
you need
of
vision.
not
You do have the
sight?
token.
There you go.
There we go.
We forgot to open our eyes.
Yeah.
Eyes open.
Damn, your eyes are open.
I can see clearly.
The arena's gone.
Yep.
Selwyn, do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
You can go first, buddy.
Okay.
Let me roll a bunch of dudes. Well, that was a feast and famine roll if I've ever seen them. That guy got a natural 1. That guy got the opposite.
No, he got a 19.
That's close to the opposite. Not quite the opposite.
I can do math.
All right, you said Selwyn. You want Selwyn to go first?
No.
No, I was gonna go first.
Lizard's gonna go first. Okay. Let me put you up here. But first of all, is the Zolgath closest to the fallen, shattered corpse, whatever exactly he is. And as he sees the group you out here, not really positive what on earth is coming around this corner. He doesn't seem to, well, I guess there was really nobody to come tell him. Everyone that saw you yesterday is dead. So they have they know something is wrong, obviously, but he doesn't know what. He is going to rush forward. What's your speed, my friend? 25 as expected. And just kind of launch himself at Lizardman. Almost recklessly. A little crooked stone dagger in his hand. But he is going to lash out towards you as he comes. Swinging up with a 15.
And he is a little bit too reckless, and I can bat him away fairly easily.
And as he comes forward, all of you feel the horrible, putrid stench of the Zolgath. Give me your fort saves.
You'd think we'd be used to it by now.
You'd never get used to it.
I am
wanna
using session reroll.
I'm
Alright,
using a session
taste it.
reroll.
It's in his bones.
Ah, make me sick. It's all I'm taking.
There we go. I used a session reroll.
I got a 20.
Selwyn, you are in fact going to be sickened 1. I mean, you guys do seem like you're largely getting used to it. It doesn't affect you nearly as badly. Most of you are okay. Selwyn, however, not doing fantastic. And as this stench hits you, having missed his first upward swipe, he just pokes the dagger down towards your torso, Lizard Man, slashing downward with a 23.
And that one hits.
Doing a bit better now. That's going to strike you for 7 damage. And you can see that the pustules, the growths on this creature aren't just on its neck and its shoulders, but they run all the way down its arms. Almost the whole of this thing's torso is covered in this disgusting putrid bile, including the blade of his dagger. And as it cuts through you, I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Okie dokie. 27.
It's gross, but other than that, it doesn't really seem to have any further effects on you. Artemis.
I'm going to hold my hands up over Selwyn's head and lightning arc over top of her into the guy in front of Lizard and hopefully hit the guy back there too.
Alrighty, so let me make 2 reflex saves. The guy in front, as he's busy swinging, does get a 26. He seems to be fairly quick.
Yikes.
Well, the one in the back wasn't acted yet. It's going to get a 21.
They both succeed for half of 10.
Still going to get a fair jolt of 5 damage onto each of them, though.
Yeah.
Only just 1 action.
One action left after I bring my hands back down. One hand on Ara's shoulder saying, "Show the Stormlord what you can do. Guidance for you, my friend," and I'm writing it down.
Lizard Man.
I'm going to try and knock this man's arm away from me and just a regular strike here. The 21.
21 will succeed.
For 10 damage, my claw just can kind of rip some of these pustules open, and I'm really not happy about it, actually.
That's probably about exactly what's happening. It's not fantastic. You almost wish you weren't winning with him as you rip him apart. And almost more than blood, this thick mucus and bile spews forth from him. This is truly a disgusting creature.
And I am going to I'm going to, I guess, try and strike again. A second strike, so minus. Oof, that was really bad. Natural 1.
You can't even tell what to hit anymore after he just kind of pops and hit him with the first one.
Yeah. Okay, and then I'll rage my shield.
And as you can tell as you strike him, the lightning arcing in your one good hit, that these, whatever the horrible affliction they carry, well, it's gross as it is anyway, they don't appear immediately to be much stronger or more skilled than the rest of the Zolgoth. Selwyn.
Right. Well, I feel like shit, and I'm honestly quite sad about it. But alas, I'll step into the face of danger in front of my good friend Aura, so he won't be flanked as easily. Noble creature that I am.
Noble creature.
I
will
shoulder this burden.
I will shoulder this burden. The greats must take their toll. As I stab this man in front of me for a 26.
26 laps. 25 to second, but still definitely succeed.
I stab him in the abdomen, which is about as high as I can reach, I imagine. Well, I can probably reach higher with it. Let's go for the cut. And with an entry point.
That 9 damage, not quite enough to bring him down.
Sneaky as I am, the sneaky sword comes up for a... Well, that ain't great. That's a 14.
14, even with his flat-footed, is going to miss. As this creature, this Zolgoth, is almost just falling apart as he takes these hits. His skin seemingly softer and flimsy, not even barely requiring a blade to rip open.
And with a parting statement, I'll say that your mother didn't love you, and you smell like shit.
Tell him.
Yeah, you tell him. Mm-hmm.
Tell him what's up. Another one back by the far wall, rushing forward. As he passes, is going to see this small, brightly colored gnome coming around, cutting quite effectively, and seemingly at least a little overwhelmed by the sickness. And as he moves by, he is going to fling the dagger in his hand towards you. It flying point over half for a 23.
That's gonna catch me in the shoulder. I'm busy retching.
And that knife is gonna strike you for 7 damage, and much like Lizard Man, I'm gonna need you to make a fortitude save, as it too is slicked with this disgusting mucus.
Ugh.
That's rude.
18.
With an 18, it still just seems like it's kind of gross.
No.
So he gets 1 movement to there. And then cautiously moving out around the lizard man, who seems to be surprisingly proficient for not wielding a weapon. He moves up here alongside the party. Not quite moving into melee range, but his claws just kind of extended about 5 feet back, looking between the lizard man and the woman who had cast out the lightning, Arabus. All right, Ara.
So my first action is actually going to sustain Frederick, and as part of the sustain, I'm going to move him right there. Thank you. You're the
Illuminating
best.
the northwestern corner of the room, the strange circle of runes on the floor. The corner itself doesn't appear to look any different than the rest of the chamber. There's nothing like hidden back there. Nothing is bound. It's not some arcane ritual cage or anything.
We were hoping. We know.
No, I can't fault you for looking at all. It's wise of you,
Yeah.
but it seems to be empty.
I'm very nervous of the dark. The dark is a very scary
The
thing.
dark is very scary.
And then I'm going to look at the guy who's not looking at me, and he should be paying attention to me. I'm going to produce flame at him.
None of them are looking at you.
29 to hit.
Who is this?
The one that walked up next to the party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And as he comes out, 29 is going to critically succeed.
Nice.
I kind of, as I'm like pointing where I want Frederick to go, I just kind of my hand slinks sideways and throws a firebolt out by accident over to him as well.
And almost
fired.
crits by him not expecting it. He didn't look. He didn't look. He just threw it sideways. As that blasts into him for 24 damage. Not quite enough to take him down in a single hit, but it is certainly enough to set
And
him
now
on
he
fire.
has persistent burn damage too.
Yep, he is very on fire.
I think it's
It's
2d4?
2d4 even.
Yeah. Evil.
He's very on fire.
Gross. Should have paid attention to me. I should have paid attention to him.
And then that will bring us to the last one here. 10, 15, 20, 25. He is going to come in from a flank, coming right down at a distance before diving into Lizard Man, swiping at his flank with his own dagger. Slashing across for a 22.
Okay. Well, it hits my shield, and I blast my shield back, knocking him away if he chooses so. This is aggressive block. He can either be knocked back or be flat-footed.
Ooh. Get mad.
That's pretty neat. So you have to. So did he hit you?
He did not.
Then you aren't using the shield block reaction because he didn't hit you. Aggressive block triggers when you block.
Oh, you use the
You
shield
have to,
block.
yeah, you have to
okay.
use the block reaction and then you force him back.
Oh, okay. So
There's a
yeah, he just
super-
hits. He hits my shield, and I'm like, okay. Shield. I thought this was gonna be cool.
Well, he's gonna try to swipe again. It may yet still be cool. 16, bringing it back across to the second swipe.
Yeah, no, now I'm he's lost his confidence.
So the first one that had rushed forward now, up near you, as he's being shredded, kind of reels back, almost staggers back away a step from you and regains his balance. And you see him close his mouth and put a hand over the two slits that are his nose and blow. Almost like you're trying to pop your ears on an airplane. And as he does, a blast of this noxious ooze sprays out from all of these new wounds and orifices across Lizard Man, Selwyn, and the other Zolgoth who does not seem to be bothered by it whatsoever.
That's disgusting.
Lizardman and Selwyn, I need fortitude saves from you. All of these bile effects are poison, by the way, if you have anything against poison.
I do not. I think.
18.
25.
With an 18 and a 25, it still just seems to be. It seems like
Gross.
it's a 17 actually, because you're still second one.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well to literally everything. A 17 will actually make the difference. With
Oh,
a
no.
17, as you're covered by a blast of this noxious ooze here, you are almost to be physically restrained by how much of it there is. You are slowed 1, so you will only have 2 actions on your turn.
Good. That's all I
And-
need.
Coated in this stuff, Lizard Man seemingly largely ineffective. That Zolgath is then
scales.
going to turn and swipe downwards on with an overhand strike with his dagger towards you, Selwyn.
Oh. That's not very nice.
Cutting down for how many villain points I got? I got 1. Not worth it. For a 19, you're sickened, but I don't think that's enough to do it.
It is not enough. I feel sick. I feel awful. And this strike comes from above my head as I lean down to Rich. Dumb luck has saved me on this day.
Harvests.
Okay, so my vision shifts to the one that is closest to me. And now
Super
most
on fire now.
And super on fire. Open up my hands at my side, just lower my gaze at him as a swirling dark cloud emanates around him, and then Tempest Strike to his chest. Have it surge, actually. Strike sounds cool as well.
He is going to. We've been fairly swift so far.
Yeah.
With a 20.
That is exact lethal. It's a save.
So how much is he taking?
He is taking half of 15.
So 7. 7 is
Yep.
still enough. He can't quite save himself as caught on fire now blasted with this lightning. That still is going to bring him down. One action.
And I'm gonna move over here.
Back behind Dara. Lizard man.
It's okay, Arbus. I'll protect you.
Okay, I am going to slash this guy in front of me, try and bring him
Stop
down.
him from exploding in
Stop him
grossness all
from
over you.
exploding.
Please
Yeah,
stop doing this.
basically.
I hate it.
22.
22 is absolutely going to hit.
So yeah, so I'm just going to reach and just kind of claw through these like pustules, just like draining all of this like
And with 9 damage as you slash through him with your hands, a downside of natural weapons you never saw coming, he is finally going to sink into a pile of his own blood and mucus on the ground, dead.
And I'll do the same thing to the one next to me. With 15.
15, he is going to die. He's going to dodge.
And then I'll raise my shield again. This time I'm ready. I'm like waiting. I'm like
Alright.
looking at his arms like, okay, come on, man.
Selwyn,
Come on. You can do
Second
this.
and with 2 actions.
Yeah,
Covered in this
I'm
ooze.
feeling awful. And when I look down, there's a deceased stagger on the floor. With great strain on my mind, I imagine like I have a splitting headache. I don't feel great. Everything sucks. Hope is dead, love is a lie.
Sucks.
Life
is misery.
I'll use my telekinetic projectile to use his dagger against his buddy.
Oh, please.
For a 27. And that is
27
50 second.
27 will hit. 26. Good. Oh, that's with the second draft.
That is what's the second. For 7 damage.
Alrighty. And with a solid second hit on him as the stagger cuts across him, you got 1 action left.
I don't. I used 2 to use.
All right,
the
you're
tele-
slowed.
Yep.
Ara.
See, I know what happens to me.
Aha.
Sustaining Frederick. This time moving him on top of this dude. Just to be annoying. And then,
annoying.
and as part of that, I'm
Dancing
just
lights
gonna,
around his head.
and I'm gonna
Stupid
throw in I'm gonna throw in a 5th dancing light with a produce flame. And I'm gonna roll a 12.
What a 12. Okay, this guy to fire. As he's stricken by his dagger and dips his head down with these lights swarming around him, the fire just sails over his head, blasting out the corridor behind him. And he, now the last one left and fairly injured, is going to make an effort to retreat as he quickly steps back out of danger before taking off, just running down the halls, shouting in Undercommon, so Selwyn, you can understand him. This bile bubbling through his mouth as he speaks. Willards! Ring the gongs! They're upon us!
He's trying to get reinforcements. Someone stop him. Someone isn't me. I feel like shit. Help.
Arabus.
Where? Do I not have vision on him anymore?
No, he ran out. He's taken off out of the light. He ran off through this corridor to the west.
Listen, good light on him.
What are you doing, Arbus?
I'm going to start running that direction. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
You do speed 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get out about that far in 2 actions. And if you wanted to just take off into the darkness, You could do that, but you got one action left.
There's got nothing else I could do. I'm just like looking in the darkness, trying to. Can I try to perceive him through the darkness where he's head?
You can try to make a check to seek. Basically, that will let you check a 30-foot cone in front of you. And since obviously you can't see him, you just kind of be focusing on the sound of his footsteps as he's run away and his voice and
Oh,
kind
cool.
of gauge how far away he is. And I won't need a roll for that one because he's not exactly being subtle. He's running and screaming. As he runs, you can tell he is far enough ahead of you that if you continued running, you just barely wouldn't catch up with him. He's got a bit of a lead on you. And he seems to be a bit faster than you.
Okay.
Lizard Man.
Okay. I am going to sprint after him. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oof.
You're 30?
Yeah, I have speed 30.
You can see jump forward. You can definitely get up alongside him.
I know, but I really wanted to be able to trip him with my Atlas. And that's for only range 20. Okay, well, I guess I will go up to him. I guess I'm just gonna sprint up to him. I'm gonna set a sudden charge up to him because that's 2. Yeah, sudden charge up to him.
All right. Yeah, it was 2
And then,
moves.
yeah.
I just asked straight
So
across.
Yeah, so you have an action left off, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
For 7, I'm just kind of raking my claws down his back as he's running. And
Another
then,
solid strike.
Oof, that's for 7 damage. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him down.
That's 7. It looks like he's still. He wasn't terribly injured before he started running. He's just realized he's really got no chance of fighting you all alone. He is sprinting. In the distance, you can see a corner, barely illuminated in front of you. You can see the silhouettes of what appear to be more of these stacks of stones behind them, flickering firelight.
Okay. Can I swing my leg around, do like a windmill kind of thing, and trip him?
Absolutely.
Can I do that?
So yeah, minus 5 because you have made an attack already, but
Okay. Is that athletics?
there's athletics.
Okay.
Athletics on his 4 DC.
So, 21.
21? 21 will do it. You reach out, slash him, and knock him prone. Selwyn, this mucus, thick as it is, seems to slough off you fairly quickly. You are no longer slowed.
Excellent. And this man, on the ground as he is, would be flat-footed, right?
He is in fact flat-footed due to the proneness.
I believe that is exactly 60 feet.
65 looks like.
Well, that's up to him.
Or what?
Well, if I want to move to here.
Oh, up to him, yes.
Yeah, I don't
I
want
thought
to
you
move
was
on to
like
him.
I was thinking projectile. Yeah, 2 actions.
No.
Absolutely.
I
exactly.
want to hit him with the decapitating blow.
We're
the coup de
taking
grace,
no
if you will.
risks flinging magic knives here.
Well, no, I mean, when a gnome and a sneak attack love each other very much. You hit for a 23.
23 will absolutely hit.
For 11 damage as I stab this down.
With 11 damage.
Ooh.
He, writhing on the floor, at death's door, struggling to get to his feet to escape, is barely still alive. Ara.
Cool. So
You can see this hallway ahead also forks off to the right. And if you chase him much further, you're going to be heading into all kinds of unknowns.
yes, that is
Certainly anybody in the chamber to his right will have already heard his shouting.
correct. So Ara, that's 25 to there. That's 40. Okay, so I'm not going to sustain Frederick. Frederick is gone. Bye-bye, Frederick.
Goodbye, Frederick.
Oh
That will plunge you into complete darkness.
Yeah, I'm going to run towards the light. As I've been told to do before if I see bright lights.
Oh my.
And shoot a good old-fashioned. I missed once. What can happen again? Rolled a 14 to hit.
You gonna keep that? Are you gonna use one of your like 7 hero points? Or are you gonna
What if I'm a hoarder and I have an issue?
show that 14?
I'm gonna use
I
one of my
need it in
7
case I
hero
need it.
points.
How many do
How about
you
a 30?
have?
Ooh,
Okay,
natural
yeah, that's a
20.
hero point. That's we'll take those. Pretty good value there. Also rolling almost maximum damage on the roll as well. 26 fire damage. Blast into him. And with that, he is certainly going to be brought down.
I just set Frederick aflame, actual fire, and send him flying towards them. Frederick's a good boy.
Frederick is a good boy. Can I hear any other shouting or movement from down the hall?
You would hear some muffled voices and some scuffling coming from back behind the stack of stones. Doesn't sound like a bunch of voices readying to charge you or anything. But there are more Zolgats back there, and they have heard the cry.
How are you doing, Solon? You were looking a little peaky.
Fine. Peachy.
Is that a thing that I can like treat?
It's a little
She
vomity.
has to,
I'm gonna wrench.
has
Can
to
I
wrench it
wrench
off.
to get out? Can I
wrench it
wrench?
off. So, I mean, I'll give you, there's no
Gross.
pressure at the moment. As you sit there, retching, there are a few seconds you gain hold of yourself and overcome the sickened. As your man stepping forward illuminates another room to the right here, where you can see
I stepped back away from Solon, actually. That was not forward. That was just back away from Solon.
back
come
away
on.
into the opening to the north. And you can see a room, long, other rectangular chamber spreading out into the darkness. Again, truly massive, and again, with a ring of faint orange glowing runes scrawled across the ground, barely visible in the darkness. To the left seems to be some errant rubble and chunks of mudstone.
Do we... what's the plan, guys? Do we want to, like, keep doing stuff?
I want to cast Dancing Light again and send it back into that room.
Good plan. I like
I'm
it.
Bringing
concerned
Frederick
about the ruins.
back into being. You can see a lot more of the chamber here, and you can see that the western wall of this area, the northeastern corner having more of these runes drawn across the ground, another arc, seemingly a continuation of the circle of the runes from the other room, with these two mirrored corners being sectioned off. The western side of this is covered in little bits of rubble and ruined mud brick from what looks like chunks of stone that have just been thrown into the western wall with phenomenal force, enough to have cratered into the wall itself and utterly disintegrated whatever was thrown, or it was collected later, as there's nothing but dust and fragments of stone chunk on the ground.
Do these runes look similar to the runes that were in the Hermitage, or different?
They do not know.
Can we?
Okay.
And as you come into
Can
the
we-
room, you hear echoing down from the hallway behind you towards the stone stacks. Boong! As a massive ringing gong echoes through the hallways.
That's probably not a good sign there.
Good music. I mean, I can't, like, fault
It's
them
not
for, like...
music. It's
We
it's
do
a
sell
warning.
one in the dark.
Oh. Someone?
I
What are you
assume
doing?
someone's coming.
After she gets done
something.
retching.
Yeah, I'm busy throwing up.
She's having the best
So
time.
what is that? What is this hole in the corner wall thing over there? I don't really want to go across the thing. But...
Can I
Well-
is there a check we can do for the ruins? Like nature, arcana, something like that? Or reading? Is one of us literate?
Well, they're not. It's not like words. Lizard Man, as you move up and just kind of look over towards that crack in the wall there, almost as if on command, with a bit of a creak, a panel in that wall just slowly swings inward. A concealed door, just a few inches on its hinges.
Well, I'm spooked. I feel like we should go back. I don't like squeaky doors, and that one's super
It
squeaky
doesn't make any
and
sound.
secretive.
And as you look at it, seemingly just moved by the air breeze or perhaps even the vibrations, it seems to be on incredibly well-oiled hinges. It swings deftly back closed, hidden once more.
I'm super spooked. I don't like it at all. Do we want to go back there or not?
I want to go check it out.
There's
Also,
probably
in the rune circle.
there's probably an ambush ahead of us, and there really is no going back. We need to continue forward.
I take a step.
I'm taking a step forward, just trying to look and see.
Yeah.
He really wants to know. He wants to know what's going on over here. And as he does, of course,
Oh God.
all is
God.
not well in the world over here. As you
Nothing
step
as well.
across this threshold, the group of you just barely are able to make out a slight shift in the air, a haze, almost like heat in the distance, vaguely humanoid shaped, about 7 feet tall,
Oh.
shimmering just near him, reaching down towards him.
Oh.
Gonna need everybody to
guys.
go ahead and roll
It's
me
my new friend.
some initiative.
Panic! Everybody panic!
Oh, it's nice knowing Ara.
Yeah, it's nice knowing you. Oh no!
Oh, it's perfect.
Ara has no worry in the world. That's his new friend.
Oh yeah, baby. I was ready for this.
You were super ready.
Well, I have to move him down a little bit because I can't get to the end turn button. Well, I really hate to ruin your day. I really do.
No, are you kidding me? God.
He was more ready.
He was like
He was
definitively
literally
more
more
ready. He knew exactly what he was doing. Playing with the secret door to get someone to go investigate. As this thing reaches down towards Ara, and Ara, you just barely notice that it's there. You don't even have time to react. Or maybe you really do just assume this thing is the most friendly creature that exists. It is going to attempt to grapple you with a 27 against your fort DC.
Correct.
Is it a critical correct or regular correct?
It's not a critical correct. It's a regular correct.
So as,
Oh,
it,
God.
as this shape reaches down across Ara, you hear a voice emanate forth.
No.
Nobody speaks Aran, do they?
No.
Speak
Well, I
on
don't
raw.
Never came up, of course, in that campaign.
It seems it's completely impossible to understand, but it sounds much akin to what the strange little air mephit, the language it had spoke, trapped underneath the cupboard in the miller's house when you picked up the thing and freed him. A similar hissing, almost whispering voice, but this sounding far more threatening, almost. But it doesn't hurt him. It grabs him, holds him in place. Arbus.
Can I recall knowledge on possibly whatever this thing is?
You absolutely can. What is your nature modifier?
My nature modifier is a 10.
It appears to be something, certainly, but it's almost wholly invisible. You can just barely even make out that there is a shape there, and even as it reaches down and grabs onto Ara, you can still see Ara perfectly clearly. In your torchlight, in fact, it's almost impossible to even tell exactly where the thing is, much less what it is.
Damn. Okay. If he hasn't done anything hostile yet, I'm just gonna hold up my hands and I'm just gonna try to talk to him. Relax. We don't mean you any harm. Please release our plant leshy friend. I'll just do that for the rest of my turn.
Lizard Man?
Like that. What is the
I love it.
what is the interaction between grabbed and shove? Like, can I shove a grabbed object?
Shove. You can't. I would basically let you aid him, is what you would be doing to escape the grapple, because the thing's holding him. Or you could try to shove the stalker Ara away, and it would give him a better chance to escape, but it wouldn't free him entirely unless you critically succeeded.
Yeah, I was really just trying to get Ara out of the orange circle. So, but I can't really do that. But I could try and help. I'm going to try and wrestle him away. I'm going to try and shove Ara out of the circle.
All right, as you step forward as a reaction, though you can't really see what's happening, Ara, you are just going to feel a striking pain as this thing is going to attack you for a 29, and remember you're flat-footed from being grappled.
Me?
Yes.
That crits, sir, I do believe. Yes, sir, that crits.
And Ara is going to take 32 damage.
Oof.
And you see him take such a massive blow that you can tell he is seeing into another world right now. As Lizardman steps forward and reaches out, again, the hissing voice, clearly angry. You can tell he's clearly trying to tell you something, and he's very threatening, but your shove with a 22 is going to fail. Oh,
okay.
No, it is just barely going to succeed, so it will give Ara a +2 to attempt to escape on his turn if he chooses to.
Okay.
It's okay.
What? Don't accept your death? God, we can get you out of here.
No. No plan.
I will, I'm gonna raise my shield up this guy and, just be super pissed off and sulky.
You can't spell plant without plan.
Guys, step away from the magic circle of runes. I don't...
You're 15
this is
feet
going
from it
right.
already. You gotta get distance here.
Yeah, I'll lay down my sword. Hold up my hands. Just... We don't have to fight. Just release the plant. And I'll say that as many languages as I know. Probably not reaching him.
None of them are Aran.
Oh, no, I know. But
This thing has one language.
I don't know that.
It's also really hard to play charades when you're invisible. Ara.
So what is it to get away? To try to break away?
To escape, you can make either an acrobatics, an athletics, or an unarmed strike. Against
Acrobatics
its athletics DC. And you have a +2 from Lizardman trying to assist you.
Acrobatics it is. A 22, 24.
24 with the +2.
26.
26 will actually allow you to wriggle away from this basically unseen force.
Actually, no, it's I'm sorry, I didn't knock first. I back away from the circle. Lizard, get over here. We entered his house without knocking. We weren't invited.
The one that he did the spooky door stuff.
Lizard, get over here. Oh, also, sustain Frederick. Pull him out too.
Alrighty. This creature, whatever it is, as its prey darts away, now just really pissed off, honestly, just super upset, is going to lash out towards Lizardman. And this creature is so difficult to track, you are just naturally flat-footed to its attacks, as it's hidden from it's hidden at all times. And he is going to strike out with a 23. I guess you're flat-footed.
That'll catch me, but not overly effective.
And that strike is going to deal 20 damage.
Okay.
And then he will swing again. For... Ooh, I have 1 villain point! Ugh. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. Wolf 13 red. The last villain point. Going down. Swing again for a 26.
That'll also hit.
And this swing is going to hit you for 13 damage. So for the final strike in this thing's seething rampage. 14.
14 does not hit.
And it's still calling out enraged. As it attacks more and more ferociously, it almost becomes a little bit more visible. There's still no physical form that you can see, but just the swiftness, the haste of its attacks, whatever it is it's even doing. Lizardman is just feeling strikes hit him, no idea where to block or how to even defend against this. You can see one arm, appendage of whatever it is gesturing down towards the ground, towards the circle of rooms. As it swings. Just madly. Arbus.
Seeing Lizard just getting smashed by this thing.
He's getting destroyed.
I am going to hold out my hand and just calmly say no. And little raindrops are going to start landing on his head, getting all his lizard scales all wet and stuff as I attempt to...
Cleaning off some of the pus from earlier.
Yeah. As I attempt to heal him up for a distance. And when I do, you have a little vision of a young girl with black hair playing in a rain puddle by herself. Level 2. So, wow, I had that rough damage.
24 damage! No.
I mean...
24 health.
24 health. Yeah.
It looks significantly more alive than previously.
And these hits that are striking you, they're just bludgeoning. It's just the sheer brutish force of his slams. You're not getting stabbed or anything. It's just hitting you so hard that it's dealing that much damage. One action left, Arbus.
Move up here next to Aura and getting ready to go into my bandolier kit.
All right, Lizardman.
I leap as far away from this thing as I can.
Into the wall.
Into the wall. Smack! Right into the wall.
The panicked lizard retreat we all know and love.
And then I'm going to watch that it can't follow, I guess, is the plan. Good plan. Good plan. I like it, guys. Good plan. That's it. Just run away.
Selwyn. Selwyn?
I'm going to hold.
Ara.
I step up here away from Arbus. And I'm trying to look at these runes that he's pointing at angrily. I guess I could kind of make out that. You don't like these, do you? I just point down. That's it. I I can't understand what you're saying. I speak Sylvan. Do you speak
So
Sylvan?
as Lizardman pulls away from this thing, it seems to disappear entirely before reappearing back in the corner, where it strikes the wall so hard that it dislodges a chunk of stone. You see this chunk of stone near fly almost of its own accord as this invisible form hefts it and pitches it down at Ara in a fury. And this chunk of rock is gonna fly at you for a 17.
It doesn't hit. It goes over my head.
It just smashes across the ground behind you, leaving a visible impact crater where it had struck. Clearly, this thing is the source of all the damage on the western wall. Its strength is unimaginable.
I'll go after.
All right, Selwyn.
I'm gonna fling that rock back at him. Fuck that guy. For an 18.
18, your rock will. What's left of the rock as it splatters across the ground. You pick up the shards and throw them back, and it's just like a handful of gravel just plinking across the wall near where the creature is, equally harmlessly.
Yeah, well, there's more where that came from. I'll shake my fist and intimidate them for 23.
You can't really see it. You have no idea if it's scared or not.
Yeah, well. I think I got
All
it,
in favor.
guys.
Yeah.
Should we fuck off?
We should fuck off.
I mean, this is. Perhaps he is a guardian, and they locked him here.
Yeah, well, perhaps he's an asshole. Wait, no, that's a 100% chance. He is an asshole. We should leave.
He's friendly. He's just upset.
Let me.
He's not friendly.
I want to electric arc the runes.
The runes on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. So as that strikes, just roll me the damage. I mean, the runes aren't going anywhere. They're not making me a reflex save.
Okay.
Or they're not making a reflex save, rather.
8.
As your electricity strikes the runes, it snaps into the mudstone floor, but it's solid stone floor with these magical runes etched into it. It's not really enough to mar or do anything to the runes or the floor. It's just not strong enough.
Perhaps something more strength-based, lizard man.
Want me to let it go?
Yeah.
Maybe he's being held
Okay.
here. That's why he is upset.
Well,
It's
probably
risky.
for a good reason.
Well, I know what it feels like to be locked in a box.
Think about who is in control of this place right now.
Yeah, you think those troggs gonna put this circle here?
Maybe it was the demons.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
mean-
Arvis.
That's all I got.
Lizardman?
Okay, Arvis, only because I love you. Okay, let's go here.
Worst that can happen.
Can I make an unarmed strike against
Yeah,
it?
you
I don't
just- you
really
could
have
just-
a whole lot of like
Just kind of
super high.
claw at the ground.
Clawing at the ground for 10 damage.
Yeah, again, it's solid stone mud brick. Like, it's just punching it to death, it turns out, is relatively challenging. You just... It seems like these rooms, they are just engraved and set into the floor. So if your goal is to destroy them, I mean, you could just physically destroy the floor, but you're just not hitting it hard enough.
I can't really hit it much harder but without breaking my nails, and we all know how important my nails are for fighting. So, I don't really know what to do here.
Why don't you use the big swingy weapon on your back that you never use?
It is actually surprisingly less effective than my. But actually, yeah, it's about the same. It's about the same. Still not very effective.
If you want to break something, you use a hammer. I
I don't have a
unfortunately
hammer.
am not a hammer.
What
Hey,
are
you
Ara?
do
What
something.
got?
Diddly dee. I'm gonna go hide behind lizard. I'm not gonna sustain the dancing light.
Goodbye, Frederick.
Goodbye, Frederick. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna elemental toss the ruins on the floor.
Throwing some more stuff at him.
Yeah, just throw more stuff. Yeah, no.
And yeah, you guys are just throwing cantrips, small magic. Lizard's literally punching it with his hands. That's just nothing you're doing is enough to punch through solid stone. The creature that sees you striking at the runes, you see it stepping forward towards you. Before you lose sight of it entirely, it completely fades out of view. Utterly invisible.
I'm sorry.
Selwyn.
Utterly invisible. Well, I'm leaving.
Bye, Selwyn.
Bye. It's dark. I may
have miscalculated.
Well, I walked down here and cast light on myself. Well, we're leaving.
You walked
And the light
down
will
there
disappear over
and
this way.
cast light on yourself? Oh, yeah,
Yep.
that's beautiful. Alrighty. So as you do that, Party Mom has put her foot down. Light emanating out from Selwyn. And Lizard Man going dark. The magic fading in an instant from him. Arvis.
Just puzzledly staring at the runes. And I'm just gonna stomp in a fit after Selwyn as she leaves.
As you start leaving, you hear again this voice crying out, "Faster! Faster!" It's directly in front of your face, Lizard Man. It is right in front of you. You can feel, like, breeze from it. It's so close as it yells. Lizard Man.
Arbus, you have anything else to throw into that? Like, literally, there's nothing else I can do about this.
Hit it with lightning, did nothing.
Fire, did nothing. Okay, so I guess we're out of options here.
Look, we don't acquiesce to the requests of asshole elementals. New party
Okay.
rule.
New party rule. Okay, well, gotcha. Cool. Well, I guess I'll really go with the front here so that we don't do slime things.
You don't want to. You
Excellent
never
idea.
want to do slime things. All right. Y'all just leaving.
I don't want to leave, though.
Well, it's your turn, Nara.
Yeah, if you want to go die, you can. Your prerogative.
I don't have anything scratchy in my inventory either. I want to scratch out the runes. Like, actually take a focus effort just to mess them up.
I mean, I have claws. Like, I was, like, scratching at the thing. Like, I have very big claws.
You're
Scratch is pretty
hitting.
hard.
You're hitting.
The runes are like set in and engraved. It's not just like ink on the surface of the stone.
Yeah.
They're a permanent
that's-
fixture of these runes or these rooms.
Yeah.
Do you-
Oh, it's torn.
Wait,
We can come back later, Aura. I'm sure it'll still be here. Just leave it some, like, rations or something. It'll probably be fine.
I say I'm sorry.
Maybe dispel
Oh,
magic. I
no.
don't know. That's my only other idea, but I don't have that.
Aura, tottering after the party, is pretty desperately injured. That
Yeah.
thing struck him ferociously, and even after your healing, Arbus Lizard Man's pretty hurt as well.
I'd like to get a quick 10 minutes with you guys. You're not looking very good. I could fix you up.
Yeah, we should maybe hide behind the corner in case these troggs come out from this other corner.
Wherever you think is safe.
What do you think, Selwyn?
I think we should get out of that corner. And I'll cast light on you.
Oh,
Lizard.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to go?
Well,
Back?
just back here, I guess.
Okay, we'll go back here.
You guys head back to this first chamber where you'd had the runes. Retreating back around the corner. And just around the corner. And Arabis settles down to begin healing.
Wait, I have an idea.
Us?
How about we sit here
Yeah, sure.
instead? Just so there's no ruins in sight.
Sure.
We don't want that thing appearing out of nowhere throwing a fucking rock while we're trying to heal.
Okay.
The hallway then still gives you some distance. It gives you some sight of the stack of stones and the light at the end of the hallway, whatever it may be. And are you all settle down in a bit of a cluster, your own light emanating. Narbus readies to start treating you. As you pull out your equipment and turn your attentions to Ara and Lizardman to try to fix them up as you can. After about a minute or so, you see a figure at the far end of the hall. A trogg that in the ensuing minutes of near silence has come around to look through these massive silhouetted stones between the two of you in the darkness and sees very clearly, as you have your own source of light, the group of you sitting in the hall. You see him very plainly as he sees you too. He immediately retreats back into cover, saying something, but it's unintelligible in the distance.
Oh.
Do you think it'll take him more than 9 minutes to get back here? Because that's all we need.
Yes. Yes, I think it will take him less than 9 minutes.
Darn it. Really hoping.
All right. Let's assume the battle positions.
I mean, these are basically our battle positions, so we could just try and hope for the best. Or not. That face you're giving me is maybe not. Okay, sure. Where do you want me to
I am ready
go?
for whatever you want to do. I can do in battle, I can do out of battle, it does not matter.
Should we run away?
Am I a bitch? Selwyn contemplates.
No, I am a bitch. No, that I've never had the contemplation. I've always been a coward.
Fair.
We'd have to get all the way down those stairs again, and that was
That's true.
like...
What about if we hide around this
really
corner and
long.
then stab someone if they come around? Wait till
I
I fuck.
mean,
Stab
we-
someone.
But then we're near the sides of the
Yeah,
ruins.
no, I guess we
Our
just stand
original
here.
problem.
Gray, go ahead.
I
Continue
guess you
healing.
have to go ahead and see how far we get.
Yeah, if we get fucked, we get fucked.
As you start trying, Selwyn and Lizard, the two of you, still very on alert here, obviously. As you know, there's terrible things at the end of the hall, and there's terrible things around the corner, and the tower itself appears to just be full of terrible things. Why don't the pair of you make me some perception checks real quick?
Okay.
All right.
30.
Watch the fucking
Natural
ooze come
20.
Oh
around.
my god.
Not an actual 20.
I am so on alert.
Lizard Man, as you were looking around, you head in a swivel here, you have no idea what else to expect. At the edge of your light, there's the mess of the fight with these disgusting Zolgoths, their blood and mucus strewn across the ground. You see about a 10-foot wide patch of it start to just disappear.
Okay, guys, we should move. This slime's behind us. It's coming
Oh,
in from
no.
towards the stairs. But it looks like I might be going to the Zolgaths that are
And
already dead.
as Lizard Man points it out,
Man.
the rest of you can see
Aw.
clearly in the sludge, plain as day, the movements of the gelatinous cube.
Ah.
Okay, I've got a
Um,
great plan, guys.
Why don't we
Let's
just
feed it
blast it?
The other things. No, let's feed it the other things, and then it'll go away because it's already
I don't
fed.
think it will. Shouldn't we just blast it with magic and power and strong and swords?
That too, I mean, I guess.
All right. Plan accepted. I'll use one of the daggers from the troggs, fling it at the
And as you,
ooze.
As you ready to cast your magic here, seemingly spurred
Ah.
at the same moment, waiting for an opportunity, with a rousing battle cry, the troggs again surge around the corner at the west end of the hall. You can hear the voices of numerous troggs and the baying of massive wolves in the distance as their forces muster to surge in from the west, this cube looming to the east. I think it seems like a solid place to take our break slightly early here. Mostly because I really have to pee. But when we come back, we have a terrible battle we must fight on all fronts. In an interesting situation against two factions that, well, a cube is certainly incapable of having allies. You just happen to be the thing that's in the way for both of them. Chat, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Multi-fronted battle by our weakened party. Ooh, this is sketchy. BRB. All right, welcome back, everybody. We've left off in a bit of dire straits here, I would say, as we have plenty of troggs and an ooze heading in from two different directions here as we're attempting to heal up. So, oh boy, we're gonna make an initiative table. This is gonna be an impressively large initiative table.
I don't like it.
Trogg, Commander Trogg, Trogg's demon friend, Trogg's demon friend, cube. Need another one of these. Okay, that'd be good. Stat blocks aplenty around me. Preparing. Where are you, large man?
Table.
You what?
It did not add me to the initiative table.
I can add you to the initiative table. There you go, Chief.
Thank you, friend.
The good news, as far as you're concerned, is the party's got somewhere in the order of like 926 quadrillion hero points, and I have 0 villain points. So, you got that going for you, which is nice. I mean, is it not?
It is nice.
I
yes,
could have a
that's true,
jillion
that's
villain points and you could have no hero points.
That is true. That is true.
Alrighty. Initiative. And initiative. Ooze. Initiative. Ooze ain't a fast boy. Ooze is just chilling. They're not known for their swift reactions. So our initiative table is going to look something like this. Giant pile of things that are happening. This begins, Lizard Man. Certainly the first to react here, on edge. Harvest just barely started tending to you.
Okay, we should move. I'm gonna run down this hallway to the corner. Actually, to the corner right here, and then I am going to raise my shield.
All right, and as you take up your position there, behind the closets, or behind the Zolgath rather, that's coming there, you see a familiar enemy coming around the corner. Green-tinged demonic wolf. The telltale sign of a transformed Quasit that you have seen several times beforehand. And as he rushes forwards, squeezing quickly through the stones here. I gotta see how far you can go. 30, and then squeezing through the stones is gonna be the end of that. And he is going to lunge out towards you, barreling down the hallway ahead of his Zolgath allies. And he is gonna bite you, jaw snapping forward for a 29.
Oh.
And that'll hit, but it will not crit.
It is a natural 20.
Oh, okay, well then it will crit.
I'm sorry. The good news is, as these Quasits normally, similar to, you fought these wolves, they don't adopt the strength of their new form. The speed, some of its abilities, yes, but even such a successful bite as he lunges forth is only going to hit you for 14.
Okay, so minus 15.
You can hear some rustling back in the darkness, and as you are dealing with this wolf here, a javelin sails forth down the hall out of the darkness towards you as well, Lizard Man. Fortunately, it's coming from quite far away, so it's going to be the second range increment. Another natural 20.
Well, that crits.
This javelin, even from such a distance, thrown spectacularly true. And you are going to take 16 more damage.
Okey-dokey.
Selwyn.
Well, time to make a new party, guys.
Yep. I've got plans.
Just believe.
I'll move to here and try to strike true. As I do.
Believe in yourself.
Right. I'm hero pointing for the 16. Well,
What? Do you get flanking?
I do get flanking, yeah.
You are flanking. 16 into another 16
Yeah.
there. Fortunately, on the flank of this quasit here, they're not the most skillful creatures. A 16 against his flat-footed is actually going to land.
Oh, well, that for 11 damage, I strike true past the defenses. And I will attempt one more slash. Confident, bolstered, but
If
incredibly
that
frightened.
hit, I can do anything.
Oh, well.
I can do some things.
I'll use a second hero point. I'll roll above a 4 at some point, right?
Right.
Or
That's
you'd
the
like
plan.
to believe.
That's yeah.
Oh, well, that's better. 14 damage. With a 16.
And a 16 again will strike, and 14 exactly enough to bring this wolf down. And with a quick flurry of strikes, like the quasits before, as this wolf falls almost through the floor, that simply fades out of this dimension, out of this reality. Arbus. Lizard Man taking some real frontline hits.
Boy. I'm seeing the craziness that is ensuing here. Darting back and forth, I am really quickly going to attempt to give Ara some battle medicine.
Expert or trained?
Expert.
We gotta go big or go home here.
I mean, it seems to be the way of things right now. For
Ooh!
a 31, that
Critically succeeds.
Yes.
He's gonna get 4d8 plus 10 health back. Spurred into action by panic.
Oh, that's gonna be 30 HP, my friend.
That's really good. You're getting really good at healing the small stick. And he's only took one solid blow. So you're able to, he's only got one real wound that you can fortunately patch up very quickly. Giving you 2 actions left.
Nice. And do that. Now I'm gonna go sprinting over to Lizard Man, who I am also going to attempt an expert medicine check to
We're gonna do the
patch him
thing we were
up.
planning to do when we sat down, just very fast and with a ton of pressure.
Right now, the pressure's on. Now I'm gonna have to do faster.
Oh, it's a new day, right? You rested.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you've already battle medicine him in the tower, but that you slept.
27.
27 will succeed. He is going to get 2d8 plus 10.
$19 for you.
Perfect, thank you.
That's everything I got right now.
Alrighty.
That's pretty good.
And you will hear in the distance an almost imperceptible squeaky incantation as a quasit in the distance casts something.
The wolf is casting?
The wolf is dead. There's more demons.
Oh.
Aura.
Oh boy. 25. I'm gonna run. If I can pick myself up. To right here.
Run up around the corner. Back towards your friend.
Back towards my friend. And then I am going to do nothing. My last action.
Alrighty. Another warrior is going to come around the corner here. Rushing forth, club in one hand, javelin in the other. And he's going to chuck the javelin between the stones towards the nearest target. Just going to sail towards Selwyn. This javelin flying in for a 10.
Well, I don't know. I don't understand what the other people are having such trouble with. I'm just gonna lean back, duck under it.
And then the warrior at the front gates, also with the javelin in hand, is going to throw his at you. This javelin sailing much more true with a 25.
I spoke too soon. I'll take it right in the chest as I'm off balance.
Well, the other guy had to run all the way around the corner, and he was coming in real fast. He didn't get a good time to steady his aim. This one's going to catch you for 7. Before he is going to push up through these stones, rushing forward, club overhead. Behind you in the darkness, you hear squelching.
No.
Just moving around.
Where? I'm not. It's not me. Never mind.
You know what do they say? You lose, you lose.
Lizard man.
Okay, I am going to run around the corner. Not around the corner, around the backside of this guy. And slash here.
As you move the light forward, you're going to see, you can see a little more of the room beyond these standing stones now. This chamber back here seems to be another, much like where you'd fought the chicken dinos before. A long hallway punctuated with square columns, with rough pallets of hay strewn all throughout the area, seemingly bedding for all the various Zolgaths. And standing amongst them is another Zolgath with a massive, dark brown stone-headed great axe in 2 hands. Bone armor drawn around them, much like the commanders you'd fought downstairs, ready to lead them into battle.
Okie dokie, so I attack that one for 20.
20 will hit.
So I slash down for 6 damage. And then I'm going to try again for an 18.
18 will also hit.
For 7 damage. And then I will raise my shield.
You had to move, that's 4 actions.
Oh, right.
As you move over, you get 2 decisive blows on this creature. Before this commander strides forth, squeezing through the stones, great axe raised overhead, and just brings it cleaving down vertically towards you. And that blade is going to fall with a 22.
22 will hit. I do have reflexive shield, though. I think I can. I do have reactive shield, so I'm gonna raise my shield just at the last moment, and it just glances off.
And as that fails, the great axe smashing into the ground, she literally kicks her leg out to kick the head of the half and the blade back up with the spike on the back end towards you, trying the desperate attempts once more with a 21.
21 will also. I'm fairly dug into this corner here and just kind of bracing against the wall, and he can't really get a good hit in.
All right. And as they come forward, as she's swinging, she calls back an undercommon. Behind them! Secure the flanks! Don't let them escape! Score will have us if they flee! So,
No fleeing here, boss. Just some dead troggs, hopefully. That's
No, we're definitely fleeing. Go down
Well,
the
someone
hall.
say that
We're
I assume
super
it
fleeing.
undercommon.
yeah. I'm saying
This
that
is
in undercommon. You don't
Oh.
you don't understand. And I'll stab this trog, hopefully lethally, for a 25.
That absolutely is gonna hit, and almost assuredly is gonna be lethally.
Yes, for 11 damage. Just
Absolutely.
shank him in the ribs.
Cutting down the first of the Trog warriors.
Ooh, get fucked. Well, I'll give you the chance here, boys or girl. Does it look like a female or a male
Hard to
trog?
tell with Trogs. You're not entirely clear on their gender.
Yeah, I don't mean to be trog sexist.
It does not.
I guess.
There's no defining
Yeah.
sexually dimorphic characteristics as far as you can
But
tell.
could you please fuck off before I stab you too? And I'll try to intimidate them both. The first one being the commander for a 30.
Okay. That commander is very frightened, actually, seeing the two of you cut down this warrior so quickly. It almost takes a step back as they pull their great axe back up, eyes visibly widening.
And on the other one for a 28.
Also very terrified.
Selwyn is pissed.
Selwyn's a terrifying tiny gnome
Yeah,
monster.
he's a scary gnome.
I'm just projecting my fear.
Arvis.
Okay, I am reach out towards the lizard man again. Whisper some words in Druidic as some lightning tickles up his leg and begins to start sealing his wounds. Level 1 heal.
We work with what we have.
Yeah, we gotta use it all. Heh.
Nice.
Oh, that's not bad. 14.
That was good.
Good heal.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really good.
And then I'm gonna move down the hallway with following Aura.
Good plan. Good plan.
Alrighty. This second demon drops out of seemingly nowhere next to you, Selwyn, appearing for a brief moment as an imp before it falls down to the ground, before it expands rather into the size of a much larger bat, similar to what you had seen back in the church. And then this bat is going to bite down towards you for a 21.
21 on you, Selwyn.
That one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just came back.
Oh, 21 hit you?
It does, yes. Exactly hit me.
Alright, and as it moves to get its form, this bat, its fangs are going to cut through you for 3 damage.
No.
A bat nearly as large as you. Ara,
That doesn't say much. That's a tiny bat.
that's fair.
Pathetic.
Seeing that, Ara is going to make a small flame and this elemental toss at the bat. He hurts Selwyn. I don't hurt it.
Yeah, 2
rolled
on the
a 10.
die. 10's
I'm
going to
gonna-
splash across the wall behind him. Must hero point it.
I'm gonna hero point it.
What's that bring you
Oh
down
my
to?
goodness.
That's gonna bring me down to 5.
Still don't have the chance to
For
do it anyway.
27 to hit.
Much better. There's a miss into a critical hit with.
For
Oh my god.
that would make it 32 fire damage.
Wow, yeah, he's gone. That bat is
Holy
toasted. That as this
Yes.
wave of flame is going to immediately remove this bat from existence.
Ara
The
is very
closet again
upset.
set screaming back to whatever plane it came from.
Ara is incredibly upset, and that was very much so a projection of it. And then you're going
Boom
to
roasted.
You're going to hear from behind the corner some more chanting as he chants out, "From my hearth, I give to you," and casts a 2nd level heal on Lizard as a 2 action.
Nice.
Much feels.
How's it feel to
Yeah,
be
you can
circled
just
like
barely
that?
see him around the corner. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I can see him on my map, so I figured I could see
I'll
him,
give it
period.
to you.
Please.
So will X.
So it's 2d8 plus 16.
Yes.
Hit him.
For 24.
Bangers.
Lizard man getting the big heals coming in. And
Oops.
as he is being struck and attacked here, you can see his wounds closing almost entirely. Just
And
Leaving.
he feels very warm inside.
he also feels
Oh,
very
good.
warm
That's
inside.
that's the
It's
most
great because he's
important.
cold-blooded. Yeah.
Yes. I'm heating him up.
So this other
Position.
warrior, listening to the commands here, is going
Well,
to
tell him
rush
fuck off.
past Lizard Man
Good.
up to Selwyn and swing down at you with his club once as he comes to pass. However, he's very shaken. They're only gonna get a 10. This is the guy got a 10 on the javelin too. This dude's trash. This is his first day at Zolgath Academy.
Yeah.
Before he continues around behind you, sailing off your retreat.
Well,
Which is probably a bad idea in the grand scheme of things.
I don't want it to.
Because
Oh, no.
coming, slurping
Oh, oh.
up behind
Oh,
you,
no.
the cube rolls in. And you see the corpse of the Zolgath you'd cut down before on the ground start to slide along before you see this already fearful Zolgath kind of get sucked a little backwards before
no.
it continues yet
Oh, no.
further
Selwyn!
onto Selwyn. And Selwyn and the Zolgath warrior are going to need to make me reflex saves.
All right.
Cube, man.
These teams are not teams.
30.
No interest. No thank
No,
you,
thank
sir.
you.
Wow. Wow. Good stuff.
I cast
Alrighty,
no
so,
thanks at the 30th
you are-
level.
Shunted aside with it. The Zolgath warrior, also, fear notwithstanding, gonna be pushed back as he quickly scampers away. And as it reaches up, it's going to lash out, one side jiggling, almost extending a little bit towards the Zolgath.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the Zolgath, in a state of blind, almost panic now, is going to dip back out of the way, and it is going to miss. It's a very slow blob. But the blob is
Man.
here, friends.
This is nuts.
Okay,
Lizard
I
man.
am going
So
to.
bad.
Okay, I am going to shove this guy back into the blob.
Yeah, get the fuck in there.
Ah, yes!
Good fuck.
Get him out.
27.
27! He is
back into the
going.
blob.
He is going to fail, and he is gonna get another. Yeah, back into the blob, I guess.
And then I'm also going. I'm going to. Oof. How do I want to do this?
I want to imagine
if
some
I
Arvis's
shove-
perspective. So he sees this almost invisible just line push Selwyn and this Zolgath scampering backwards and just hears, and the Zolgath just go back into it.
Well, he ducked out of the way of the hit, and he kind of fell back into me, and I just like pushed him back. So if there's two squares in front of me, and I shove the one in front of me, will it shove that one further, the one in the back? Like two in a row?
I
What?
have no idea what you're asking.
I am not. I don't
so
understand
if-
at all what you're
so-
asking. Yeah.
English.
So if I shove the trog in front of me, will it
'Kay.
shove the further trog further into the cube, and this trog also into the cube?
You
Trog-
mean the one that's dead on the
The
ground?
one,
The
dead
one
on the
that's
ground?
dead, yeah. Yeah,
It's dead.
because it counts as a body.
It's just a body. Like you can just take an action and toss it into the cube. I guess. Like it's very dead already.
Okay.
It's
Okay, well, there's only so much room in that cube, I feel. So,
Oh,
It
if
does
that's
have
the
two,
strategy-
an already
So-
dead trog and a panicking trog floating in it. It is only so
I'm
large.
well, I guess I should worry about this boss more, I guess. Fine, okay. I'm going to, yeah. I am kind of a coward. I'm
Let's
going to
get
move around to
dark.
the other side of this and raise my shield.
As you get there, all of you now expose this horrible scent coming off of this commander. Gonna need fortitude saves from the party.
Yay, I love
26.
making my fortitude saves
Gotta
and
be
not
second
raging.
again.
Oh, that's funny. Woo,
Not
probably.
sickened!
Yay! Whee!
Oh crap.
Arbus, however, think it's Arbus' turn to fail the...
I think that might be a session reroll for me.
Okay.
I'll use our session rerolls on fortitude saves.
23.
Much better. Nobody, you are all becoming acclimated to this now. You're getting used to the stink here. This is Olgath here in the front, this commander, as Lizardman circles around and sees literally all of her troops just get blendered in the blink of an eye behind her with a cube. Is going to shove you, raising a clawed foot outward and basically just reaching to Sparta kick you in the chest back into these stone structures. And just going to, it's gonna be an 11.
Well, I'm at 21, so,
That's gonna
not
critically
quite
fail
a-
and knock her prone,
not
actually.
quite.
What do you do?
So he goes to kick me, and I just grab his foot and just pull it up, and his other foot just sweeps out in front of him, and he just falls flat.
Toppled on the ground, she's gonna be quick to right herself. And then pulling her great axe up, just chopping up from the ground as she stumbles to her feet. She's gonna slice at you for an 18.
God, the disappointment on Lizard's face is just palpable. Like, the sheer raw disappointment of not getting hit by this is just overwhelming. And that does not hit.
Selwyn.
Well, I'm gonna do as I always do. Assume the position and stab.
Hello. Flanking. Knives.
Yep.
It's a very easy life as a rogue.
Hello, flanking my old friend. And you should have run when you had the chance. With a 19 on the first attack.
A 19 with her flat-footed will connect.
Hell yeah, for 10 damage.
That would still also frighten one, too.
Yeah.
She's having a really bad day, honestly.
Just slicing her across the back, and with the gash open, I now see my entry point. Just keep hammering the nail home. For 14. I don't think that one connects.
14's not gonna land, no.
Yeah. Well, try the hardest. And I'm very scared of the thing behind me.
Arvis.
I can't really see behind me. Is there no light back in that room
No,
anymore?
there is absolutely no light whatsoever. The only light is emanating out from Lizardman, who is moving further down the hall, leaving you and Ara in complete darkness around the corner.
Sorry about that. I forgot about it.
While the cube is disintegrating these things, can I squeeze by him down into the hallway there, or am I kind of cut off?
You can make me an acrobatics check.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It ain't work, but don't do it.
I feel like I'm watching one of the rats, like, getting ready to, like, jump off or something, and I'm like, no, don't do it!
I feel like I'm watching like one of those insects walk past like a spider. Then
I'm gonna back up into the darkness then. 20 feet.
Don't back up too far.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Where you going?
20 feet straight back. And I'm gonna say to Ara as I'm backing up, could use a little bit of light. Maybe we get our friend to help us. And I mean, I think I kind of remember the wall, the room a little bit. I just want to get away from where I mean, I'm sure I can kind of see the runes. I don't want to be near the runes.
You can just barely make out the runes and their faint glow. The runes are right about here, where I'm just kind of drawing, about 10 feet to your right as you enter.
Okay. Can I move to her right anymore? Or
Here?
not that way,
Yeah,
the other way.
Oh, as you're
Yeah.
backing into this, yeah. You
Yeah.
can move a decent distance, but the light's gonna be falling away
Okay,
in front of you as you just back into complete darkness here. And it's half speed in darkness because it's all difficult terrain. So
okay, yeah, I'll just.
this will be 2 strides to get you here.
Yeah.
Here even. Leaving you with 1 action left.
Ara. That's me. I guess.
Cast Frederick into the room.
And lo and behold, with a quick incantation, Frederick returns to the land to save us once more. Thank you, Frederick.
Our knight in shining light. And then I, too, am going to sit right here just so I can still see Selwyn. I don't want to leave her.
Alrighty. So this warrior got yeeted into a gelatinous cube. And
I think we got our book on that one.
still frightened one. He is going to successfully resist the paralysis. And he is going to try his best to get the hell out of this freaking cube.
Kill the cube for us.
And he is just going to swing wildly, trying to force his way through by virtue of sheer strength. He is unable, so he is going to try again. Slightly more panicked. He is unable. And though his mechanical frightened condition may decrease at the end of his turn, I feel like it does not accurately reflect what is happening to him right now. Because he is very afraid as you see the acid starting to burn away his flesh with almost terrifying alacrity.
Oh my god.
The cube just gonna continue rolling forward. Going to scoop up another body here. And then continue.
Can't fit. No.
On to Selwyn. Give me a reflex save, Selwyn.
Don't let it get you.
I can't fit. No. I'm too small. I don't taste good.
As you're shunted aside,
No, leave me alone. Stop.
there's only
Amen.
one space to retreat into. You and the commander. Whoever rolls the higher reflex save gets it. The other one is absorbed.
I am using a hero point. 26.
26. The Zolgath
One
leader.
left.
24.
Oh.
As this cube is now completely full of troggs.
Oh, we fed him.
It
Well
rolls
played,
into the
friend.
two of you, forcing you back through these massive stone pillars before you see it just kind of up against the piles of rocks. And their purpose immediately becomes clear. The cube cannot pass through these stacked stones. So it's going to stop right there. Namen. Lizard man.
Good luck, you trogs. I'm gonna stand here and hold guard and make sure none of the trogs slide out.
Wait, do we stab the trucks or do we stab the cube? I'm confused.
I guess I could. Oh, good point. I guess I could try and. I kind of like this cube. Actually, I've grown rather fond of it. I am going to wait and wait. I'm going to wait for a moment and see what this other trog, if it can get it out the backside or not. There's a lot of bodies behind it, so I don't know.
Well, you gotta make her fortitude save first. But she is gonna pass handily. And what is going to be an athletics check, both to brute force her way out and to shove Selwyn back out of the way here. Just gonna get not enough to get out of the cube. Not enough. She's stuck in the cube.
That's amazing.
She dissolving.
Oh no.
Never shall you do.
Lizard man.
I think the cube has joined our party at this point, has he
No.
not?
Yeah, I mean,
The cube is an honorary member of the Circus of Wayward Wonders.
We need to kill this
I'm
cube.
gonna
We found her.
look at Selwyn and wait to see what Selwyn does.
All right, Selwyn.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. Do I have to twin fit the same target?
I believe you do, yes.
Unfortunate. I would have struck the cube and then struck the lizard. Not lizard, the trog.
So
Sorry,
the
lizard. I would've
cube,
struck you.
basically, because the cube is encapsulating these trogs, you can do both. You can you can swing at the trogs, which will also deal damage to the cube.
Okay, but do I cut the trogs free by doing that? Or can I stab it so I don't cut the trogs free?
Damn, it is seen through my ruse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
That's
me.
right.
Fine. Yeah, you would probably cut them free.
Okay. In which case, can I merely stab
I thought it was
the-
such a good bait.
Yeah, well,
Damn
You're
you
not
and your
wrong.
college education.
yeah, money well spent, I guess, for that one Pathfinder session. Okay, so can I make the choice of either stabbing the person inside or the cube, or will I have to only stab the cube?
I don't think
Because
you
I
can stab the
imagine-
person inside without stabbing the cube. They're wholly
Okay.
engulfed in the cube. at
Right,
this point.
yeah. So I'd cut them free. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the cube. And just
Alright.
I imagine I can make
Stab
cuts.
around them. The
It's-
cube
yeah,
is still
yeah.
a problem.
Yeah. For 9 damage on the first, because I know that cubes.
No, it is not hard to hit a cube.
Yeah. And another 8, and another 10.
And even with the multiple attack penalty,
Yes.
easily landing all these slashes against the cube that is kind of like a gelatin square sort of oozing through these stacks of stones in front of you, but clearly unable to pass them. Lizard
Yeah,
man.
and I'll tell Tim Blizzard to say we can weaken the cube so we can kill it once they're dissolved.
Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan. I will do that. And 28 for 8 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna keep playing in 17 when agile, so for
Yeah, no,
13.
you're fine. You're fine. I will tell you if you miss
Oh.
those. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay.
Minus say on the last swing, and that one hits it too. It's
Okay,
literally a
so
10.
yeah.
That still hits it. It's an ooze. It's not high.
Good.
Arvis.
I don't really know what's going on. I just hear
You
a lot
don't. You just hear squelching and slashing and probably screaming.
of. I hear a lot of
Like muffled
bad-
screaming, right?
Muffled screaming.
So in these situations, you tend to make rash decisions.
Oh
So
gosh.
I'm gonna look inside the area here and call out to the ghost man. And I'm going to say, if I free you, you will help us save my friends. This is the deal. Here. I am the Valatu, I am the Stormborn, I worship Gazra, and I think you might too. And I'm gonna reach to the heavens and prove my power as I pull a literal lightning bolt down into the ruins, sudden bolting it.
You did.
Player 4 has entered the game.
What was that? What do I hear in there?
The blast of lightning. Arvis is going to crack the stone itself the runes are imbued into, smearing away a chunk of them here in front of her. Well,
I'm standing proudly.
you
Immediately.
hear a rush of wind as something surges out from behind the runes.
Do I hear the rush too?
Probably
The
not from
lightning
the other
bolt.
side of the
Okay,
cube
thank
full
God.
of
Probably
screaming,
heard the
though.
lightning
You
bolt.
probably heard a massive
Yeah.
lightning blast from the other room.
Yes. And I think I like put two and two together. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh, it was all going so well. And now it's going to hell.
Ara,
I sustain Frederick. I run up to Harvest and give her a big hug.
We're not out of the
Nice
woods
knowing
yet,
you.
Lara.
Okay. Well, this warrior's gonna try to get out of the freaking cube again because he doesn't want to be here. Please make it stop. And as it comes around, at this point, the first trog that had been picked up the corpse. The first corpse is near wholly disintegrated. Just errant bones floating in the sludge. The skeleton seems to just become cleaned and bleached. The skin, muscle, flesh having nearly entirely dissolved in a matter of seconds. In an even greater panic, this trog critically fails his escape check, so we can't try again this turn. All right, the cube. He's got to make a fortitude save. He's also paralyzed. It's not coming up Millhouse for Trog here. The Trog's having a very bad time, as he's going to be completely paralyzed inside the cube. You see, is struggling, kind of slow. His body locks up as he freezes solid. The cube here can't reach you. Can't do it. So it's gonna kind of turn around.
Oh crap!
And you're gonna see a pile of floating trog
How
meat
is he moving so far?
come into the room.
Get out of here! Doing stuff.
Meanwhile, as it passes, a shimmering form of air rushes down the hallway in a rage towards Lizard Man to enact his vengeance.
What the fuck
Seemingly
did you
just
guys do?
A purely hateful creature. And as it comes forward towards the lizard it so believes wronged him, another slam is gonna fly towards you at a 33 to your flat-footed.
Okay, well, that's going to crit. Yeah, I can reflexive shield, which would get me 21. It would still crit, so I guess I'll just sit here and take it like a man.
As you
get
barely
crit.
see the shadow shoot down the hallway towards you, smashing into you for 26 damage.
Okay.
I love Pathfinder. And then again with an 18 to your flat-footed.
18 to my flat-footed. That does not do it. This time, for some miracle by the grace of, like, literally something crazy.
You realize it's here now.
It.
So
Yep, it does not hit.
the leader, once again, gonna go ahead and try to get out of the cube. The leader does not want to be in the cube. This is not what the leader wants. And finally, the commander is gonna cut her way free from this ooze. Staggering out, yanking free her great axe, looking around, almost in a daze, and seeing the pair of you nearby, he's gonna 5-foot step up and just whack it down towards Zara.
That's incredibly rude.
This great axe slamming down for a 20.
Oh, that hits.
So you are going to get slapped for 16 damage.
Hey,
The gelatin bus has brought the boss to you.
Here's some breaking news. Axes work great against trees.
Yep, this is pretty
Yeah.
effective. So
I am cursing at the idiot of my fellow man. Move behind, prepare for my doom. Well, this is it. It's been a good run. The dagger in my back does not hurt as much as the betrayal from my friends. I'll attack this for 28.
a 28 seems like a solid attack. Roll me a flat check.
Wow,
It is at best
it's a
hidden.
spooker.
50-50. A 6, you feel like it, as far as you can tell with this creature, is a decisive strike, but it catches nothing but air.
I'll try again. 27. And another flood.
27 minus 4.
Oh yeah, 23, sorry.
23 will miss.
Is it flat-footed?
Oh, flat-footed,
Okay.
right. Give me the flat check again. 23 will actually flat-footed will make it.
Okay.
Flat. Get to the flat check at least.
Nice.
Also is going to cut up towards nothing. You see Selwyn slashing Lizardman wildly trying to defend you, but her knives are just, her short swords are just whiffing, connecting with nothing. This creature barely perceptible.
Attack, I say. And then I'll roll a flat. 17, so that one hits. So 26.
You hit it!
For 5 damage.
Alrighty.
Maybe.
I mean, you slash through, you catch something. You feel there is a corporeal body here that you slash through, that you see no blood or anything surge forth. You're certain you've connected. You've dealt it some harm. But it's impossible to tell how injured this thing is that you can barely even see.
And then, don't really want to end my turn next to it, but I also don't want to turn to Selwyn, so I will also do another attack at 21.
21 is going to swish through nothing.
And then I will raise my shield. Please don't kill
Meanwhile,
me.
in the other chamber, Harvest.
Can't really top that one. Shit.
The party bus has arrived, my friend.
Alright,
Uh,
I have a plan.
I
The
hope
Suze,
you
you
do.
can see, has several visible clear slashes through it. It's almost kind of slumping. It's certainly lost some mass. And the commander who fell out of it is burned and quite severely injured. The trogs inside both appear to be dead, as far as you can tell.
Jesus. Okay, man. Alright, so I am going to electric arc the commander and the blob.
All right. So let me get a reflex save from their leader. She's gonna get a 14. She's pretty slow. She's a bit stunned from her last experience. And the ooze is gonna get a 19.
They both
Still fails
fail.
though.
9
Close.
electricity damage.
So you feel as if whatever material this ooze is made of, this concoction, it seems to be significantly resistant to electricity damage.
Of course it is. That right there, that's the face of salt. One. Fuck. Oh man, I'm going inside the. I'm going inside the busted freaking thing.
Yeah,
mean,
why
you
not?
already
There's nothing
feel
in there
whatever's in
anymore.
there.
So
Nothing in there now.
Ara,
You hear Ara and cant out Ruin and Ra as he holds his hands together, and second level burning hands directly in front of him, catching the ooze and the commander.
There you go.
oh, that's a good one. That's
Can't
hitting
spell.
everything. Alrighty, so the commander is gonna get a 24, jolted to action by the lightning. She is gonna be able to dip out of the way, whereas the ooze is going to get a 14.
It's 15 fire damage.
Alright, and this fire, however, seems to be surprisingly effective at blasting away a blob that seems to be mostly liquid, shearing away a huge amount of the thing. The blob itself protecting those that are still contained inside somewhat, whereas the commander is going to take 7 and be brought quite low. Everything here is near death.
I'm gonna ask you to please go away.
Intimidation, for sure.
Yes, ask him nicely.
And you know what?
Where the fuck is Zerg?
I use my last action to intimidate. I lose Frederick, but you know what? What's some darkness?
What, you're gonna bet on them not being able to see? That might be worse than what I did.
There's no way it's worse than what you
Ara,
did.
what are you doing? Last action.
I'm intimidating the commander.
Frederick winks out. You're plunged into darkness.
For 29.
But his commander is fucking scared as the tiny plant gets whacked and seems to have the opposite of a fearful reaction. The This dude's dead. You can't see it, but that guy's not alive anymore inside the blob. His life has come to an end. Ara, you feel a wet substance squish against you.
I don't
Make me a
speak cube.
Make me a reflex save.
No.
Well, 17 do it.
Well, you you keeping it?
We'll try. We'll spend a hero point.
Yeah, so like you don't have fucking 90 of them.
20.
It's on a 4 now. A 20. You would be able to just kind of dip through the darkness to the side here, barely out of the way of this thing. And you would feel a trog struggling alongside you. Meanwhile, this strange invisible creature out here, seemingly unfazed by the attacks it's being dealt, is still just lashing out in an insane rage towards Lizard Man. Going to get a 36 against your flat-footed.
Alright, that's super crits. This is like a double crit, I would say.
Followed by a 22 against your flat-footed.
Against 22 against my flat-footed. Did I raise my shield?
You did raise your shield.
Okay, so my flat-footed. Nope, still hits. So crits and then hits.
Alright, are you blocking anything?
Oh, can I block the? Okay, yeah, I guess I could
You
block.
can block it, yeah, I mean, you
for
have
some
your
reason,
shield
yeah,
up.
for some reason, because I didn't think I could see them, I wouldn't be able to block.
Yeah,
But
you know his attacks are coming. You can still try to slam your shield down to blunt the blows somewhat.
Okay, okay.
Because you're aware
yeah, I
of
don't know
the
why I had
opponent,
that.
you just can't pinpoint them.
Okay, I don't know why for some reason I didn't think I could. So yeah, I'll see if my shield can take a hit here.
All right, so does this first strike lands? Supernaturally powerful. You're gonna block the first swing, I assume.
I'll block the first swing and see if I can't push it away with aggressive block.
With a hit of 26 damage, it is going to shatter through your shield, blowing it to pieces.
Okay.
But you'd only take 23 because of shield
Oh,
block.
right. So +3. And then so either it's flat-footed or it gets to be moved in a direction.
And as you push back, the splinters of your shield just blown all throughout the hallway here. You feel you push against something, knocking it somewhat off balance. And as it swings to strike you again, you're gonna take a further 13 damage.
Okay, that puts me down.
And Lizard Man is going to be knocked down. And as he is, Selwyn, with almost a vindicated battle cry, this thing surges past into the room beyond.
Oh.
It thinks Lizard was a trog.
To be fair.
That's
Well, to
what
be
Lizard
fair,
did.
what? To be fair,
Or
what?
isn't
Is
But it,
What do you mean I'm a trog?
he? You're
You
unconscious.
look like
You're
a
not hearing this
frog.
conversation.
Ara, you are now flat-footed to these attacks as you can't see them coming. You can hear shifting around you as the commander stumbles out of the way, calling out something in undercommon, Osgata Fortulski! Before, with a
There's
rush
such a fiesta fight in this room.
and a 24, an axe blade crashes towards you in the darkness. 24,
Oh,
you're
that axe-
flat-footed.
that axe blade totally hits, but does not crit.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you can see in the dark, of course, right?
Well, of course,
Yeah,
they
the
didn't have
trogs.
light around. They live underground.
Yeah.
And as this axe strikes you, you're gonna take a further 12 damage. And it's gonna hit you so hard, it's going to knock you off balance. It's shaking you. I need a fortitude save.
Oh boy. Going to hero point. All right. I'm just gonna take it.
With a 12, the strength of this blow racks through your body, and you are going to be enfeebled 1. So take a -1 to any kind of strength-based rolls or checks.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So the good news is Lizardman did not go down to the critical hit. He went down to the regular hit.
No, I know. What I've noticed the light go out because reasonably it would light up from that side, right?
You would probably notice the light winking out behind you, although you have much greater concerns in front of you, certainly.
Yeah. You can cast light at a point, right?
Light is touch.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean. But I could touch the ground and cast light.
You could, yes.
Right. Well, Lizard, you're gonna have to wait a turn. I'll move to here and cast light on the ground.
Okay. For ease of me not having to do a bunch of Roll20 things, I'm just going to copy-paste this torch and make it real small so you can't tell it's a torch. Ta-da!
How many actions is light?
It's 2. That's around.
All right, well, that's me then.
Alrighty, and that's going to bring us to Aribus. Who now, as you see Selwyn reach down and cast a spell, and the light changes from her to a glowing point on the ground. You're in the dim light at the edge of the room here. You can just barely make out this trog in front of you, axe felling trees, chopping down through Ara with the cube looming over him on the other side.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. That's a very heroic sight.
One less trog in it now, as the corpses are definitely disintegrating.
I am going to fucking electric arc them both again.
All right.
Ah! Now that I
The
can
light
see it.
comes up. That's not exactly the sound that comes out of you.
Yeah.
The commander, with a 10, critically failing.
Oh my god.
The
yes.
ooze, with a 4, critically failing.
That would be 12 to both of them then.
What happens?
As soon as the lights come up, panic, no time to react. It's just like almost a divine force pushing from her. Lightning just destroys all of her enemies.
And Ara, you see this surge around you, the ooze shuddering, and with an audible plop, losing its form and just cascading onto the ground as so much slop. While the commander behind you, the axe passing through, focused so much on this kill, eyes wild, lightning surges through her body as well, and the momentum of her swing carries her in a spin around as she just collapses against the wall behind you.
See? I knew I'd be okay.
And I'll move to there as I see Selwyn.
Selwyn does not look happy.
How about
No, she
you,
doesn't.
Ara?
Well, what is moving? Moving. What is life, folks? I'm gonna move right here in front of Selwyn for 25. I'm gonna go down the hall.
As you come around the corner, you see the bloodied body of Lizardman sprawled out behind the stones.
Arbus? Now, run over to the lizard. Because that's 2 move actions total, right? Because it was 25 to get in front of Selwyn.
Yep, that's 2 move actions total to get you there.
And I immediately cast a first level heal on him. So, just 1d8.
Just 1d8.
I mean, any of those are good numbers.
Hey,
How about an
8's a
8?
very
8.
good number.
8.
So Lizardman awakens on the floor. A badly injured Ara with what appears to be a massive axe wound chopped like halfway down through his shoulder into his torso. Like one of his arms is, it's like a half-cut tree. It's almost sheared away from the rest of his body. Healing
jumps
you.
on Lizard Man.
The sounds of battle all silent.
I feel like this hero business is a lot more trouble than it's worth. You know, the circus is a lot
Now.
easier than this.
Now, Lizard, we're heroes.
I don't feel like much of a hero.
You're the best hero.
Well, I'm alive, and I thank you for that. That's pretty nice, you know, being alive and whatnot. It's pretty lovely, I would say.
I'll lean against the wall and point in. So, Gray, how's life?
Oh. Where is
You know, funny, I heard lightning crackle from in here, and I can't help but notice that the runes seem kind of fucked up now, and that a shadow almost killed one of our friends. Do you care to explain?
I thought you were in trouble, Selwyn. I just thought we would need more help.
You need to think these things through. You're too trusting.
The Stormlord would not let it hurt me.
I don't think that's accurate. You got lucky this case, but what about next time? What when you free something that you don't control, that you don't have any power over? This thing, you were lucky it didn't just kill you.
Maybe.
You need to think. You need to evaluate. Could you even communicate with it? Could it understand you? Do you know?
I felt like it did, but I don't know.
We
sorry,
need to be
Selwyn,
more cautious. It was too close.
Yeah, I will try harder.
That's all I ask.
Name
So with that out of the way, none of us died.
I'm gonna sulk
None of us
over
died.
here.
High five.
Yeah,
High five for the survival team.
yeah. I'm high-fiving Lizard.
Yeah. High five. Good job. By the
I
way,
think
that
you did the
slime
right
did
thing
good
to all of
work.
this.
And
Okay.
as you come around the
Moving
corner
on.
here, Lizard Man, you can see that slime now just a sheen on the floor of a thick gel, full of a couple of Zolgath skeletons and one half-dissolved warrior.
I've never felt such camaraderie with a slime before in my whole life.
That's slime
Next
that
time I
worked for
see a
us.
slime, I mean that did work. That thing is good. That's it. Good job, slime. Good. I know you're dead now, but
I'm gonna write a
impressed.
obituary to the slime.
Yeah, we
I'm
better
gonna
have
cast
some kind of
anti-life.
ceremony. Oh, that's good. Good plan too. You know, that's good.
I'll crumble up a
What's
little
that?
paper I've been writing on. Toss that away.
What's that paper say?
Here lies Selwyn, whose only mistake was to trust her friends not to free literal evil ghost demons. Alas, that was too much of an expectation to apply. But none of you saw it. Now we're crumbling up.
It's on the ground.
Yep.
With Frederick illuminating the room here, you can see the remains. They're just a heap of bones. This gelatinous ooze was when it went down full of numerous Zolgath skeletons, 4 or 5 of them, having picked up several of your kills in the other area. That the cleaned bones had just been left on the ground behind it as it moved. The trail of random ribs and shins and toes leading into this room, where you can all clearly see the char around the ground where a bolt of lightning had blasted away several of the runes in the seal, keeping whatever that creature was restrained. And the commander dead against the northern wall of the chamber. Victorious. Barely, but victorious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke around the commander's body.
So, looking her over to see what she has, of course, she's got this massive great axe and this bone-worked chest piece. Several more javelins and a quiver across her back. But hanging around her neck, she has a small symbol, an icon that appears to be made of a dull but light gray stone, worked and polished perfectly smooth. But at this point, it's impossible to tell whether that was through her own work or due to the ooze itself. Are you trained in religion, Ara?
I am.
Would you show it to the group?
Yeah.
I would.
I would rip it off her neck and walk over and say, "Anyone know what this is?"
Maybe. Give me a moment. Is that a secret check, or do I just roll that?
You can just roll that one. It's a secret check whenever there's any kind of like penalty for critical failure. That's
Right.
meaningful.
21 with my religion.
So, looking at it, it appears to be like a carved tentacle, writhing, looping back over itself a few times. And it looks almost sort of like a Celtic symbol with no real design or symmetry to it. Punctuating the length of this tentacle, coming off in different directions, are several talons. This is a holy symbol of a demon lord, Zev-Gavizeb. That's really hard to say. Thank you, Paizo, for this one. Zev-Gavizeb is one of the more powerful demon lords, known as the Glutton in the Dark, or the Beast of Glutton Dark. He makes his home in the abyss, like most demons, and is sort of just the patron god of Zolgoths, Saurians, and even some lizard folk. Some of Lizard Man's kind worship this creature. He is the evil demon lord of lizard men.
What?
Well,
I'll relay that to a class.
and I throw it in the remains of the ooze.
Yeah, that's
It's just kind of gonna sit.
Yeah.
Gonna splat and just sit there. The ooze does not seem to dissolve or affect the stone whatsoever. In fact, all of the troggs' weapons, save for their wood-hafted, well, I guess the regular troggs have wood-hafted javelins and wooden clubs, which have been dissolved entirely. But the metal spear tips of their javelins, and even the great axe that the chieftain bears, seem to have been entirely unharmed.
Neat. So it was this door. So just a clever
Solomon door.
ruse.
As you step up and open that door,
Another one
you
walks
can
out.
see
I'm
with
leaving.
Frederick's light that it leads into a short passageway to yet another secret door, connecting it to the binding circle in the other room.
I knew it.
It's one chamber.
Meat.
Neat. Right. Mm-hmm.
Meat.
All right, should we rest for a couple hours? Just sit and...
Arvis. Lizard Man needs help.
I think you need help. I think we all need help. I think we're all doomed.
It's-
Literal doomsaying.
Yep. Everything sucks.
so settling down
mean,
here.
I have a new
Around-
appreciation for slimes, so
Yeah, Slimes actually seem to be alright. Slime's gonna pass in Lizard Man's handbook now.
yep.
Settling down around the ruin of this victorious battle. So what we were doing, Arbus, I believe we were doing a medicine check on Lizardman and Ara
Yeah, I will.
before we were interrupted briefly.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do before we were so rudely interrupted.
Well, it seems like they very much still need one.
Yeah, maybe more so now.
Maybe.
Oh, great.
Maybe.
Okay.
Ara's been
Expert.
almost cut entirely in half, and Lizardman seems like, well, he's only taken a couple blows. They
Ooh,
were
exactly
truly
full,
severe.
I believe. 20
And,
on it.
20 will succeed, so you'll restore 2d8 plus 10 health to each of them.
It's 21 for 10 minutes.
And fortunately, it will also remove Lizardman's wounded condition,
Yes.
Oh, nice.
so that he's no longer on the verge of death.
That is nice.
And if you want to, he's still looking pretty bad though.
Could I mean, with that one check, if we had time, could I just do like 10 more minutes or? I
Yeah,
mean, how
no,
does
you
that-
can definitely, with your continual healing now, basically, it's every 20 minutes you can continue making another check. that represents that time's work. It with continual healing, it's just straight better than doing the hour-long treatment because you can do it 3 times. As long as you feel somewhat confident you'll succeed. You could also continue treating them for an hour to double that to 42. You don't have to roll anything else. Or you can make 2 more checks over that same period of time.
How is it? I'm just like, how is it?
In terms of
an hour,
statistics,
though?
you have more than a 50-50 chance. It's better to roll multiple times.
Yeah, it'd probably be better just to do the.
That's
roll.
kind of point of continual healing, is it's just
Yeah.
better than doing the long-term treatment. So while you sit here for some time, you can roll another medicine check to treat them further.
All right.
You can also make one for me in the 10-minute meantime.
Lizard's probably good. Oh yeah, you can give Selwyn one as well. So with a 24, we can say that's for Selwyn. She'll get 2d8 plus 10, which is pretty much certain to patch her up.
Yeah, that's guaranteed to put me level.
And then you can do another
okay.
one for Lizardman and Ara.
All right, one more for them. Goodness, that's a.
17 is going to fail. But as you've been sitting here for half an hour now, resting, patching yourselves back up, trying to recover from this battle, and nothing has come for you, it seems like time is no major concern at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are free to just continue attempting these checks, but as you continue further here for another treatment to try and patch up Lizardman and Ara, or at least get some of the worst of Lizardman's wounds, because again, he has just been truly
not
desecrated by this thing. As you're working to treat him again, you notice that as the morning wears on here, it's probably nearing 10 a.m. at this point. It's getting very warm in this tower. And over the course of minutes, it becomes nearly unbearably hot.
Wow.
Easily triple digits.
What's wrong with this tower?
It's
Tower
really
sucks.
messed up here.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
And as the temperature increases as well, you feel a tremor rack the tower. A slight.
If there are any dragons
Earthquake.
here, I'm gonna be super pissed.
I hope not.
Should we move like up or down? I don't know what the plan is if
Where will
this
we
tower
move?
comes down. I don't know. Up or down is basically my options.
Well, up is not right.
You're not
That's just
going
gonna
anywhere,
focus.
Lizard Man. You're still severely wounded, and I have things. To
I
do.
will be more wounded if this tower comes down and we're still in it.
It's a fairly minor quake. It doesn't seem like it's really in any threat of bringing the tower down.
So, never mind.
Okay.
So
So
make
I
me
guess
your.
we'll just.
If you're gonna continue
Okay.
working here, make me another medicine check for another 10
Yeah,
minutes.
I'm going to continue working. 24.
24 will succeed again, restoring 2d8 plus 10 health to the pair of them. At this point, you are just piles of sweat. It doesn't usually get this hot until the absolute
18.
peak of the summer months, and even then, this would be pushing some records, surely. Lizardman's still a bit injured. While you're waiting, he could use some more.
I'm fine. I do not appreciate this heat. I feel like this place is just. Is there a fire? Like, do I smell smoke?
It's not me.
Are you catching on fire?
Are you good to go, Lizard?
Yeah, I'm good to go. We can keep moving.
We should get moving in.
Okay.
Okay,
So
where do we
then-
want to go? I guess we follow this. I don't know. I
I
feel
cast
like
light
I
on
don't
Lizard
know.
Man.
Returning light to your ally.
We'll keep going up,
Move to
right?
the side, please, so I can select the tiny torch. Please move away from the tiny torch so I can select the tiny torch.
Alright, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's I made it like 1 pixel. I had the dragon. Where are we going?
Onward. Tamil.
Upwards, onwards, and
Onward.
upwards.
This way? Is this onwards and upwards?
I'll do that.
I think.
Go back. Go
I
to
am- Checking for tripwires. by the way.
You're
Yeah,
seeking.
I'm seeking as well,
You and
yeah.
someone are both
Okay,
seeking.
okay,
so
okay.
I assume that you're, unless you
Mhm.
tell me you're changing, I assume you're doing the same activities.
Okay.
As you come in here, the area of this room, it's like being next to an actual living trog. Their stench wholly and completely permeates this chamber as a huge assortment of these hay-strewn little cots centered around a large campfire crackling in the center with just some stones built around it makes it clear that this was where near all the Zolgats sleep, if not literally all of them.
Next time, I'm gonna bring something to burn that smells better than this.
Well, the burning woods smells fine. It's more just the stench of trog that forces through everything.
Ooh.
Continuing
guys,
onward
I
with the
found
light,
stairs.
Lizard Man, there's a doorway on your left that leads to what appears to be a spiraling staircase winding up into the ceiling. The staircase is massive, 15, 20 feet across as it winds its way up to even further reaches of the tower.
We doing stairs? Everybody good on leg day today? We've already done like a billion stairs. We can do some more.
What is leg day?
Yeah, you know, you're working your upper body. We gotta work our lower body. You know, you don't want to look like chicken eggs over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really get any of this. You just go with it. You agree with what Lizard Man says, and he's pretty happy about it.
Yeah. This. You know what? Yeah. That's exactly it.
That's
So
why I
you've
like
explored the northern half of the first floor and the northern half of the second floor, leaving approximately half of the tower so far unexplored, ripe with potential more reinforcements to appear in your asshole while you're dealing with whatever is up these stairs. This is what we want.
Is that when you put it that
I mean-
way? No.
I'm sorry.
I mean-
No, what was I saying?
I mean,
Okay. Sure.
what's my
I mean,
intelligence?
If you wish to continue up the stairs, you most certainly can. I would think after like the third ambush shows up behind you that makes the fight way worse than it needs to be. We would stop doing this, maybe. But this is your game to play. Play
I
it.
feel like divine intervention is pushing me in another direction.
Gosro reaches into your mind and says, "We
Not
should
today."
maybe stop leaving a huge amount of unexplored area for reinforcements to appear behind us as we climb." And you thank him for his divine tactics.
And
But
then we
you
continue on. Anyways,
I think you should go up the stairs.
At one
Thank you for
point,
your-
at
thank
one
you for your
point, I'm
input.
morally obligated to intervene.
I
As
mean,
your game master.
after that fight, everybody, we probably should be thinking that, but it was such
No,
a...
I'm busy thinking about the betrayal I suffered.
I mean,
Oh,
to be fair,
jeez.
you are circus performers. Like, none of you are tacticians. You are,
Well-
at best, 10 int, I
Well, no, we
believe.
got divine
we have an
intervention. You can't
average of
just
like
throw it away now.
9.25 and
I know, I'm just...
Okay, so we're going
No, we got divine intervention. We're
Ignore
following
me.
it.
I am the
We're going south.
impartial narrator.
No,
Ignore me.
that's not true.
Ignore me.
If the Storm Lord literally contacted her, yes, we would definitely change our tactics.
thank you for your input. We're going to ignore it promptly.
Just like,
Thank you, Mr. Partial GM.
I don't want my party to die. Like, I'm having a good campaign.
Yes,
All
because that
right.
one was pretty
Aw,
fucking
he
close.
likes us.
Let's be honest.
I'm gonna send with that, I'm gonna send Frederick ahead of us.
So, noting the location of the stairs that would lead further upwards, you head down to the southern end of this long, almost barrack, this bedding chamber where the Zolgats sleep, into a similar hallway on the south, guarded once more by stacks of these piled stones, spaced with enough room to fairly easily move between them, but seemingly enough to keep gelatinous cubes out of their bedroom, leaving you a couple of options. Frederick soars ahead, showing you another massive chamber at the far end of this hall, back towards the east, near where your original stairway had led, an expansive room spreading out into the darkness beyond. Nearer at hand, on your right, is a curtain. Another simple black curtain, segmenting another, assumedly, simple chamber beyond. Sorry, mistake, retcon, I'm wrong. This is not the simple black curtain. This is actually an incredibly extravagant, rich, velvet red curtain, bearing the gilded, more silvered image of a storm cloud across its top, emitting lightning down its waves.
Go this way.
Which way do you want to go?
Through there?
Where?
Through the curtain?
Yes.
We went left last time, so we go right this time.
Right?
So as
Right.
you push
Right.
through the curtain
Frederick, no.
into the chamber beyond, Frederick, I assume, coming with
Oh,
you.
no.
You come in and you can see one of what looks very similar
Oh, no.
to Sheol.
This doesn't snap at all.
What had happened to him? A wolf, but much larger, its fur tinged red, sprawled out on the ground, panting in the extreme heat permeating the tower right now. But he's next to a luxurious bed, a well-appointed four-poster strewn with overstuffed cushions and elaborate silks drawn across it. And as you enter the chamber further, you can see this is kind of the theme for the whole of the chamber. Very surprisingly, almost oddly well appointed for these Zolgast. To your left, as you enter, a scholarly writing desk with a chair in front of it, and to your right, past the bed, several well-maintained crates with more silks, cloths, and luxuries. There is a second of these blood wolves laying at the foot of the bed on the ground, panting. The one at the side of the bed turns kind of lazily to look towards you, and then realizing it doesn't recognize you, rolls over to its feet, and letting out a low growl, whereas the one at the foot of the bed kind of crouches looking the same direction. On the far side of the room, weirdly enough, is a human woman. It appears to be
Allegedly.
a scholar with mid-length brown hair, somewhat disheveled, and spectacles on her face. Wearing, well, not exactly noble clothing, but finery above what you could really acquire in Aberton, who appears to be lashed to the crate in the corner. As she looks up, just sweat beating down her brow just as yours as this room is suddenly ridiculously hot, she calls out, Oh, my whatever gods have sent you, please! This imprisonment is enough, but the torture with this heat! What is this magic? You have to help me! Fear not the dogs! They won't attack you, but please!
What's your name?
Yeah, are you like a demon or something?
I'm like whispering. I smell a trap.
She
I
looks
think she's probably a demon.
across the group of you. Oh, I'm no demon! Baleni! At least I'm a scholar. I traveled
Sounds like
here
a
from
demon name
Casimir.
to me.
I came to study these towers. This one seemed the furthest abound and one of the most neglected. So I thought. These... Are you one of them? She looks up at Lizard Man. You're one of these... A troglodyte?
I don't think she's a scholar. She seems rather stupid. I feel like we should probably just kill her.
I don't think we should kill anyone. Hold up a second.
Well, why would she be alive if they wanted her? I mean, clearly she'd like...
And her
shoot
eyes
this
kind of
and
go
this
wide.
and-
Well, why do you think? I've studied these towers. Whatever his name, Kanta, the huge one. The whitish one, their leader. He doesn't know anything about this orb he's trying to destroy. And when I couldn't help him, he lashed me here.
They're
Can't
not trying
you
to
say?
destroy it.
As far as I can ascertain, that chieftain, that hulking brute of these troglodytes, for whatever reason, wishes to destroy the Aeon Orb at the summit of this tower. Idiots they are, brutes, simply bashing it with hammers and throwing spears. I ran afoul of one of their hunting parties not far from this place. I didn't understand why they didn't kill me, but They brought me in and faced me with some creature that spoke the Taldane tongue. Interrogated me for my knowledge. Wanted to know how the thing could be removed, but they haven't studied how to destroy the blasted things. Why would I?
Well, okay, so you're saying that dogs won't interfere, but they're here guarding you. Why are you being guarded by demon dogs that are friendly to you? That seems a bit off.
They're not friendly to me.
Yeah.
They're friendly to that priest. Whoever she was. She left them here. I don't know. She didn't seem to fully trust the troggs. I don't
like
know the inner workings of their operations. What do you want from me, please? I can't bear this heat. This is worse than a Marat summer.
Well, it's about the same outside or inside the ropes. The heat's about the same, so you'll be fine. So you're saying a priest left these dogs here?
Yes, she left some hours ago. They were up in arms about something. I assume you're to thank for that.
Some hours ago, she left.
Well, I'd tell you where she went if I knew. I've been here. Have you no good in your hearts?
All right,
No.
fine. No, she's right. I mean, we've been betrayed before, and we might get betrayed here again, but it wouldn't sit
I
right
mean, you
with
can
me.
make a perception check to sense motive, basically, just like you could in
Oh, I
first
will,
edition if you
I
want to
will,
roll
but-
one.
Yeah, I would like to, but
Yeah, go ahead. You can roll me. You can absolutely do that. That's it's just
Alright,
perception instead of a
19.
separate stat now.
20.
With a 19 and a 20,
Fine.
the woman seems truly distraught. And she's aiming to deceive you. She's spectacularly good at it.
Lizard's in a kind of bad mood, so
You get absolutely no hints that she's going to any lengths to deceive you. And after everything you've seen in the tower so far, I mean, like, what's this on the pile of things that are difficult to believe at this point, honestly? Like,
Yeah. All right. I'll,
We should help her.
yeah.
hey, we could leave her here. It's not like she's going anywhere. It's not like
Yeah.
the heat is better literally
we
anywhere
should
else.
get her out of here.
But being tied up like that's no good.
We could
Look, I
tie her onto
assume-
the bed.
you look, well, surprisingly well off, having come this far into the tower. Did you fight through their masses?
No, we snuck past all of them, and they're all sleeping in a pile. No, yeah, we fought for them.
I mean, either
We
be
also killed
believable
an
given your
ooze.
state. There's dozens of the creatures.
Oh, not anymore. Well, there might still be dozens. It's just there's dozens less.
Yeah, there was quite a few. Fortunately, they make squishy. If
Yeah,
you
they make great snacks for the cubes.
this is true.
I can tell you what little I know that I've told them. I studied the towers. I've tried to learn their powers, what they're capable of. But I wanted to come here because there is so little knowledge that is kept outside of Absalom. But they only want to
Alright.
crush the thing. This orb, it's an artifact of some divine power, clearly. Massive divine power. Who knows what that would cause?
So the dogs are just like yours now. You could
The
just
one
do,
in
like,
front is
dog
growling
things?
at you still. And she just kind of
Ar-
looks
Arbus.
oddly towards it. Well, no, they're not mine. I can't command it, but... all right, I don't know what they'll do, but please! If you've battled through
Arbus.
dozens of trogs to get here, you can handle 2 dogs to free me if you need.
I think we may need to put down those dogs.
Harvest,
And they're
be
not
the
lunging
friend.
towards you. He's
I'm
just
not doing that.
he's not even
When
up,
someone
he's
says
just
that,
down
I'm gonna
and kind
start
of growling.
walking towards the dog.
All right.
I want to take Lizard Man's knife.
And my hands at my side, showing that I'm not a threat. And I'm just gonna slowly move closer to him or her.
Dog of unknown gender.
Right? It's okay.
As you
I
get
am a
closer,
friend.
it is still kind of growling and it sinks down a bit, but it doesn't like snap out or. It's very on edge, but you don't get the sense it's immediately going to attack you. It looks just, concerned.
And I'm gonna move closer and try to pet him.
And make me a nature check.
26.
So good we have a literal druid in the party for situations exactly like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You step forward and slowly reach a gloved hand forward. It sinks back away from you, pointing its nose towards your glove. Still a snarl on its face, a low growl. It doesn't snap, it doesn't bite. You are a druid. You know how to handle animals decently well. You're able to gently touch this magical glove to the side of its face. It's very tense, but it doesn't attack.
That's right. Calm down. Calm down.
The other dog at the foot of the bed, that wolf seems to be watching sort of the lead of this one. And is more up, a bit more in a defensive posture, but sort of relaxes a little bit, almost kind of curious, and sniffs at the ground as it sees you touch the first wolf and seemingly
And as
get
I'm
their
petting
approval.
the wolf with the left hand, I'll look towards him and hold out my other hand, like, come here.
He takes a kind of ginger, confused step forward, almost just sort of circling 5 feet away from you on the northern side of the room. Slight whine comes out. This wolf really has no idea what it's supposed to be doing right now.
It's okay. My friend. Come here. Come here.
That'd be a nature check for that wolf.
$25.
Very cautiously, nose low to the ground, tail low. It approaches, head down. The woman in the back, watching. Is this some trick? Are you the priest? This is a guise you've adopted. Well, you can't simply speak to animals and they obey.
It's not about obeying. They can understand me. I can understand them. You're the good boy, good girl. Yes.
Is it safe?
Yes.
You've seen that both their attention. By whatever divine beings have interfered this day and sent you down by their own godly hands.
I want to
She
shimmy
looks over.
past.
So it's Ara. Who sort of
Shimmying over.
gently
grab the torch
slip
off the
past
wall.
this wolf. Do you want to take the torch with you?
Yep.
Okay.
And before I forget to take it. And with Lizard's knife, I'm gonna cut her free.
Reach back and cut these thick ropes that bind her to the crate. She pulls her arms around, almost collapsing a bit forward, rubbing her wrists. This is a puppet of yours. This is impressive power.
That's about half wrong.
It
He's a
talks.
lassie. He's a lassie.
I'm not a puppet. I'm a
Oh.
doll.
What a strange
There's
and
a
wonderful
big
creature.
difference.
And she staggers up and goes to move towards the wolves here. The first that you had approached, hearing her footsteps and her move, turns around and gets low again and growls back at her. And she stops and puts her hands up. Good dog? Please?
It's okay. It's okay. This is a friend of ours. We're going to take her with us.
And she,
Maybe I'd start walking forward just in case, I'll just stand behind Arbus so I'm not too intimidating.
Out of the corner of my eye, I'm shooting you a glare to do not.
I'm not doing anything. You see a perfect halo around Lizard Man's head. His...
I'll spit shine your halo.
yeah.
And she just slowly inching around Ara here. Hands kind of up, down towards the dog. Good dog. Please. There's no harm. Listen to this. nice woman here. And very slowly approaches. The wolf still turned away from Arbus, growling towards her. But Arbus, you keep your hand with these magical gauntlets on it. Doesn't make any move. Doesn't move toward her. And she looks up to you, a bit fearful. Her glasses sliding the sweat down her nose.
You may want to leave now.
And she cautiously edges by, this wolf turning its gaze with her as she passes.
And I'm gonna scratch him under the chin, lift his head towards me. Yeah, that's a good wolf.
I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't seeing it with my own eyes. You just taking control of the thing. This wolf is half a demon. The priest speaks to it like it's human. It understands. But you? Are you a herald? Some divine being sent directly on my behalf.
No, don't say that.
Such
Don't say
favor?
nope. And I'll cover her mouth.
Can't reach her mouth, no.
I'm gonna let me roll acrobatics to fucking hop on her.
Jeez.
Just elbow her in the stomach.
And seemingly realizing
Oh.
seemingly realizing that you actually have control of these creatures somehow, that they're not going to harm her. You see just relief wash over her face, and it goes from fear and trepidation to almost like completely overwhelmed her. You see tears well up in her eyes behind her glasses, and she seems to just lose herself for a second. And she just throws her arms around Arbus. Just a massive hug down towards her. Just leaning her head down on her shoulder. Thank you! Oh, thank you! Whoever you are, please!
Can somebody please... Oh,
I would
yeah,
probably reach and grab the back of her shirt and just lift her straight up.
you pull
Not
her
a
up,
fan of this woman.
and she turns to you. Lizard man, whoever you are, throws her arms around you as well. Oh, I know not what manner of God sent these creatures to save me. And she just...
I wrap my arm around her back and just have my claws just an inch away from her throat. But just like, she can't see it.
seemingly utterly undeterred by whatever kind of lizard creature you are, just plants a kiss right on your lizard mouth.
Ooh.
Just overwhelmed with
Claws
her.
are literally...
And as she, this whatever minor award she can muster, kisses Lizard Man here, you feel your very soul being pulled up out of you. The
Son
claws
of a
behind you, you
bitch!
see Lizard Man kind of melt as demonic wings sprout forth behind this woman, a grin twisting across her mouth. Lizard Man, as she kisses you, you are drained 1. And you
Okay, what does
are
that do?
going to take a -1 to your fortitude saves. You are going to
Okay.
lose 4 max health and health as you feel the vitality leached out of you.
Okay, -1.
And I need you to make me a will save.
Okay, let's see here. Will save, you say. 20.
You don't want it to stop. You see his
Uh-huh.
claws relax.
I'm into it, guys.
Lizard Man is super into it.
And we wouldn't be able to pick up on that being odd.
Wings
It's
are
just...
folding out of her back, and you
Okay,
can
that's-
see his eyes like rolling back into his head.
So,
And with the motion of one hand, both of the wolves lunge towards Arabis.
fuck.
I need you
Oh, we're too trusting. Oh, yeah.
to roll me
Mm-hmm.
some initiative.
You're an
have it
evil
any other
son of
way.
a bitch, you know that?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Did you Anzu lizard, but now you're gonna have the fucking wolves attack me too, man.
Well,
God
they're her
damn.
minions.
I'll
She
play it.
summoned them.
Of course she did.
And succubi are fantastic at deception.
Yeah. Great.
Well, good news is, I think there's only one actual male character in the party right now. Who's with us.
I don't think that would stop her.
She was gonna kiss Arbus. She don't care.
I'm glad she didn't.
I'm glad she didn't also.
Alrighty. Oh man, I love Pathfinder. Pathfinder is
love
such
it.
a fun
I
game.
hate it at the same time. Of course, the language thing, the Aran language comes up earlier. Literally had that the whole campaign with Anori in the last.
Oh
one.
really?
Yeah, the whole campaign.
Alrighty. I got a sunset for this one. I gotta roll me some assorted initiatives.
Oh, do I also roll initiative? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you roll initiative. But you are basically mind controlled into just letting her keep kissing you.
Okay.
You don't want to break away from this. You don't see her as an enemy. You're having a
Gotcha.
great time.
Woohoo.
All is well on the lizard front. Ooh. Wolf fast. Wolf fast. So the northern wolf here, quickly, its guise dropping as it's commanded by its master to lash forward, is going to lunge, snapping with its jaws towards Arbus. And fighting as a wolf, as you're surrounded by the demon herself and her pack. This is a wolf's natural element. He's
Yep.
fantastic at this. He is gonna bite at you for a 22.
It just hits.
And harrying you with his allies here, you feel like he is more effective as you're so surrounded by foes. They're able to pack attack you. And you are going to take 10 damage, and he is going to latch on and tear you to the ground, knocking you prone. Before his jaws snap again, this time for a 16.
I sort of grab his jaw with my other hand and keep his away from my face. He misses.
So, Lizard Man, as she starts to kiss you, you're going to take 7 damage from just the negative energy here. And as she continues this embrace, the rest of you seeing her face twisting into a grin. You're drained 2. Your health and your max health is going to decrease by 4 more.
Okay. So max health is -8 now.
And
then regular health.
you're going to take a further 8 damage after that.
Okay.
And you can just see Lizard just falling. There's no
Jesus.
physical ailment taking him, but he's clearly crashing here. And then she's going to pull back for a brief moment and turn her eyes to Selwyn with a smile and raise a hand. Dominator, my puppet, help me. Make a will save.
Please make
All right,
it.
I'm gonna use as many hero points as I have. This is what I
She's
roll.
casting
sure I know what
Dominate,
he's
so if there's
doing.
one you want to pass.
All right,
Hold it.
24. I'm not. Yeah, I'm.
I think that's probably.
No, I'm
Keep
sticking
24?
with that. Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
Selwyn got a hint of buy in her or no?
Sorry.
Does Selwyn have any buy in her or is she after the menfolk? Your sexual
Oh,
orientation is
sexual-
relevant in this encounter.
All right. Well. Oh yeah, Sylvan is ye old and lesbian.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're gonna take a -2 to this. So are we sticking with that?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
22
I'm
is
not
going
lying.
to fail. You are dominated.
Oh, no!
So Selwyn. Ooh. You are going to attack Arbus. You take your turn normally. Step forward and twin fin Arbus.
All right.
Just stabbing underneath this embrace of the succubus and lizard man here.
Well, here goes. Oh, nice. 29 on the first.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, that hits.
She's prone. She's flat-footed.
Yeah, you're right. You have 21 AC, right? Or do you have 22?
21. I don't know what the minus is for being on.
Flat-footed is
Because
-2. That
crits.
critically hits.
Fuck. Okay.
Someone's gonna stab you for 22 damage on the ground. As you see her, just as the succubus casts a spell, she just turns and starts fighting you. Switches sides in an instant.
The second one misses.
Ugh.
The lizard man. You have no desire. You want to continue kissing her. You want to remain grappled. You cannot attempt to escape. But you can still act otherwise.
But I don't consider her an enemy, do I?
No, you can't attack her. It's a way better icon.
I guess I would try and kick out at Selwyn and try and shove her. Okay, stop interrupting my moment here, Selwyn. Is basically what I'd be looking for. Try and shove Selwyn back. I know it's not really there's not really a direction.
You can shut her back this way. Is
Okay.
a 23 he beat your fort DC, Selwyn?
Yes.
Alright, so you will shove her back into the hallway, away from Arbus,
And I am going to try and shove the incubus towards the bed.
the succubus. Incubus is the opposite thing.
Succubus,
Towards
succubus,
the
whatever
bed.
it is.
Oh, I dig it. Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So I'm going to try and muscle man over here and be like, okay, we need to move this faster here. I need to hero point that for sure. Oh gosh, I need to hero point that too. Well, I kind of need my hero points. I only got 2 left, so I don't manage to get her towards the bed because there's a wolf in the way, so it's hard to do.
So that's gonna critically fail, and as you try to push her back, she giggles a bit, and is gonna like almost dip you like you're dancing. So you are prone, and she just has her arms wrapped around you, and she is just holding you, kissing you. That's your prone.
I can't. Wait, don't I have a third action or no?
Yeah, you have a third action. I'm just saying you're prone because you
Okay.
critically failed to shove her.
I'm not. Okay, woman. I'm not on the bottom here.
Oh wait, it just barely
I'm
doesn't
gonna
critically
stick
fail
back up.
actually. It just barely doesn't critically fail. My mistake.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll try to shove again. If I fail, I fail. These things happen. So that's a -5,
Minus 10.
which is a -10.
Third aggressive action.
So 21.
A 21 is going to fail as well.
Oh, okay. It's the thought that counts. At least I didn't fall over, so that's good.
Ara. Possibly
Ara.
the last hope for humanity.
What can Ara
Where
do?
is Zerg?
I step forward and second level burning hands. It's gonna
Just
actually
kill everyone.
it's gonna actually just hit that. That's how it's being aimed. I've been reading.
Out of the corner? Yeah, you can shoot
I've
it
been
across.
Yeah, I've been reading how the aiming cones are like for the past 2 sessions. I've been trying to like wrap my head around that.
It is out of the corner of a square, so we can surge it up so these flames, it's a small enough thing, it'll just lick forward across the wolves and the succubus. So the bottom wolves are pretty dodgy. Bottom wolf is they're gonna get a 14 though.
There it goes. It's DC 20.
Who's gonna fail? Middle wolf with a 12 is also gonna fail.
Okay.
The succubus, already kind of reveling in her victory here, is also gonna fail.
3, 6. Yep. So it's Why did it roll twice?
Good question.
So it's 12
okay,
damage.
whatever.
Yeah, it's the first one. I wish it was the second one.
12 damage is going to wash out across the two wolves and the succubus. The flames licking across them. But these are the demon-infused wolves, the fate you'd saved Sheol from, and they are strong. Arbus.
Wow. All right. Wow. Okay, so I am gonna attempt to battle menace myself on the ground.
Is that
here.
an interact action?
How do I know if it is?
It says on it.
It says
Do you
on
want
the
me to say it?
manipulate rather.
Let's just look it up.
It is a manipulate. As you do that, the larger of the wolves, the one at the top, would pull you to the ground. As you reach for your supplies, it's going to take advantage of the lapse in defense and snap its jaws towards you again.
Fuck. Okay, it literally
It provokes
provokes.
an attack of opportunity.
Even with a bandolier?
Yeah, Bandolier lets you take it as one action, but still manipulate. And he's going to bite at you for a 29.
Pretty sure that critically hits as well.
Pretty sure that critically hits.
Because I'm at 19 because I'm on the ground.
Yep, -2 from flat-footed. He is going to bite you for 18 damage, and as Arabis lunges for her kit, this wolf savages her again, and you see her fall unconscious on the ground. The top of the wolves is going to turn around to face Ara now, directing its jaws towards you. Biting first with 26.
It hits.
And he's gonna get you for 1 damage. It is not. It seems to be weirdly not strong as it bites you, but as it does manage to get some kind of hold, it is gonna pull you down to the ground as well, and then attempt to bite once more for a 22.
It hits.
This second attack dealing 3 damage. This wolf seems to be very markedly weak given its size and shape, the northern one specifically. Now, bad times. You get knocked unconscious, your initiative moves to right in front of the thing that KO'd you. But you got KO'd by an attack of opportunity. So I believe that it puts you right here. Flat check for dying. You were dying 2 because you went down to a critical hit, so it's DC 12. You can alternatively spend all of your hero points to immediately stabilize without getting the wounded condition.
I need a flat D20, right?
Yep. If you critically fail, so 1 or 2.
Or
Not a 4 though. 4 is not a critical failure.
I could.
You can hero point reroll it normally.
Yeah. I'll hero point that.
Does that bring you to 4?
4, yes. That's under 5 now. Come on now. 14.
14 will succeed, bringing you up to dying 1. Now this wolf. I had it backwards. It was the bottom wolf that hopped forward and did that to you, Ara. I did it totally backwards. The top wolf now is going to turn towards Zara. And I'll give him 1 less action because I took 1 extra action on the other wolf, unfortunately, which works in your favor because this is the wolf that's way stronger. Gonna bite you while you're on the ground for a 22.
Hits.
Oh, I'm getting some double rolls out here, too. This one ripping into you for a 13. Clearly very powerful. Second attack from its jaws for a 20.
Hits.
Savaging you for a further 12 damage. And the final swing with a 15.
Misses as it bites into a hard piece of wood.
The succubus here, continuing to take advantage of the lizard man in this situation. You are going to be drained 3. You lose 4 more max health, 4 more health.
Stop. That's 4.
And then take 14 damage.
Okay.
You see Lizard Man just barely conscious in this woman's arms. Make me another will save, Lizard Man.
Okie dokie, let's see here. 12. I guess I could reroll that one. 20.
20 is gonna fail.
Okie dokie.
And she's just going to continue. With Selwyn at her beck and call, Arbus on the ground, and Lizard Man nearly subverted. Selwyn, as every instinct inside you fights against this. Make me a will save.
26.
With a 26,
Yeah.
you will rest free of the succubi's control and can act normally.
Only thing I can do. 5 foot step and swim feint. .26 on the first attack,
Ooh, 26 is a solid hit. That'll definitely land.
and then the
Now, she doesn't
sneak-
really taking a lot of pains to defend herself here.
Right. Sorry, go on. Rerolling that, obviously.
So you cut into her for 5 damage fairly easily and using your second
Yeah.
to last hero points.
For a 18, she's flat-footed.
18 against her flat-footed. She takes the first strike, realizing you're away. You've broken away from her control. She's just barely able to twist enough that the second stab grazes her. Just gonna miss her flat-footed. Lizard Man, barely conscious, unable to wrest himself away from this situation.
Okay,
It's
so
a good
I'm
death,
going
at least.
to. This is true. This is true. I'm fairly happy. I'm going to try and maneuver myself with her still hugging me over here. Can I do that?
Grappled, you are immobilized. You can't really move.
Oh, okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, so. I guess that's what I'll do then. Good plan. I'll just be here. If you guys need me, I'll be making out with this lady.
Ara.
There's some. I'm gonna 3-action cast heal.
All right. This is going to provoke an opportunity from the wolf next to you. As much as he did to Arabus, will lean down with the 26.
Jesus Christ.
You crit.
So that disrupts the action.
Sure.
He's gonna get you unconscious as well, bringing everyone's favorite potato also to dying too. The small wolf is going to, the weaker wolf rather, is going to hop back over next to the succubus. As it reverts back to its true form, the distraction closet. Before channeling some energy inward, and using that negative energy to heal itself. cackling madly as its deception has worked so effectively. Arbus and Ara make death saves.
Fucking
2 and a
reroll.
20. Ara's critical success is gonna bring him to just unconscious. And Shemu's hero point
That's enough.
is going to bring him to conscious as well. Or unconscious, rather. You're both just unconscious. You both stabilized. You're both in no danger of dying.
Oh boy.
Wolf gonna hop forward over Arbus here. And is going to do much what Selwood was doing to Arbus. Snapping kind of between the lizard and the succubus, biting towards you. Not able to get a great angle on you. It's gonna bite out for a 20.
That just misses, as I
Ooh.
barely dodge out of the way.
Now with a second attempt,
Yeah.
snapping for an 11.
That is not even close.
The succubus going to continue inflicting drained 4 on Lizardman. As he, too, is going to lose. So you should have a total of 16 max health gone
16. Yeah.
as he slumps, dying in her embrace.
Fuck! God
As he
damn
does.
it!
As he does, the succubus lets go. Lizardman collapses to the ground. She turns, a smile on her face, down to Selwyn. Please, little gnome. You have to see the day is lost. Why fight it? Selwyn.
Is there any way I make it out of this with my friends alive?
She kind of looks down across the floor. Perhaps. I'm no use to anyone dead.
I'm listening.
Lay down your weapons.
I'll take a deep breath. I'll hold my arm out. Drop Clara. And the other arm, and drop Carl.
And with that smile on her face, good.
May I tend to them first before you do whatever you are going to do to us?
And she casts her gaze down to Lizardman, over to Arbus and Ara. I don't know quite what that wooden creature is, but with throwing her hand out, the wolf, growling, steps back but stops his assault. As I said, no use to anyone dead. They don't necessarily need to be awake right now.
Just let me make sure they're not dying.
Of course.
And I'll tend to Lizardman.
With your help, you would certainly be able to stabilize Lizardman and discover that the rest of the party is stable. Not conscious, but stable. With that, Succubus still grinning. Well, then I believe you asked my name. You... First, why have you come here? You circus folk? Clowns?
Somewhere along the lines. We came here upon the request of a druid.
The name that you might know is Tilvishant. They believe me to be a priest of some kind. He introduced the druids nearby to a font of power as it fitted my fancy. And now, admittedly, I was losing interest in this enterprise until, well, you and your friends showed up. Made this quite interesting. School has shown no aptitude for making any progress with this orb of his. And I'm curious to see, well, just what may be possible if we were to work together. Won't you join me upstairs, little gnome?
You've shown me good faith. I will show the same. I will.
And
I'm Selwyn.
like a mother reaches a hand down for you to hold. Well, come then, Selwyn. There's much to discover.
I'll shake her hand and then follow her.
Oh.
Just like take the hand, shake it, and then free myself from the grip and then follow her.
And she will lead you back around to the stairs, leading up higher still in the tower. Somewhere down below, heaped with moss, Zerg awakens, having terribly overslept. With no sign of his allies, alone in the room. Seems they couldn't really find you under the green sheet there that had grown out.
Zerg was very sleepy. Zerg is very sorry.
Zerg will be.
Zerg is running.
Next week, we return. We'll see how this continues. With this succubus having triumphed over the party. Lizard Man, Arabus, and Ara left, abandoned on the floor. Alive, for now. But the sweltering heat permeating the tower may well prove too much for their weakened bodies to handle. Next week, everybody. Possibly the end of the Circus of Wayward Wonders. And certainly the climax, if not the ending, of our first chapter of this adventure with The Show Must Go On. Words will have to remember in dire situations like these, as we'll see if we can recover from this. If the show can, in fact, go on. If the Circus of Wayward Wonders, and perhaps all of the Isle of Arran, may be lost to this extinction curse. Thank you for coming, everybody. Sure to be a damn climactic finish next week. Zerg beating feet to figure out what the fuck happened to his party. Good night, everybody. And, well, party, best of luck.